Oh, mic was not working. I think it's working now. There we go. Sound is working now. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, everybody. You can hear the shooting sounds going on, of course. How are you doing, Prof?
I'm doing fine. Doing fine.
Had a few issues today, but I'm sure we'll iron it out during the course of the season. No more issues, hopefully, going forward. I'm Extremes, and joining me is Prophecy, and this is ESL SEC Season 7. So, looking forward to some action going on tonight. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. First play day of ESL Season 1. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a short play day. We're not going to be seeing the second game tonight, but I mean, not too shabby to start off with the best of 3.
Yeah, definitely not too shabby to start off with the best of 3. And if we look at the teams that we've got tonight, we've covered ClickTech before in the open qualifiers, so we've seen quite a lot of what they've got going on, and one Flattery, particularly very dangerous player. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Yeah, he's pretty scary to say the least. Floor's a little bit more of that passive. Seems more like a support player, but a couple of the other players also pretty deadly. We're just waiting for one player at the moment outside of ClickTech, and then we'll have a full complement at this stage. So yeah, got ourselves a good best of 3 tonight. Mirage, Dust 2, and Train.
Yeah, looking forward to it. On the other team, of course, we haven't casted them at all in the qualifiers. Obviously, 4 weekends of qualifiers that we've done so far. Do we know anything about them? What do you know about them?
Well, they qualified in the same qualifier that ClickTech did. The fourth qualifier. I mean, obviously they're from Romania at the moment. Haven't actually been able to go in depth on them, but it looks like it's a pretty solid team. The only thing that confused the hell out of me is they seemingly have a player who's also on another team in the competition.
How does that work?
Which is Joda. So I guess he probably transferred between. You know, like he qualified with the one team, got kicked, and then decided to qualify with the other team. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's a pretty solid player.
Don't know. I'm pretty sure I remember the name Joda. Maybe we did cover him in some or other game. I guess we'll see. But we do, of course, have all of the teams that are in the championship. When we were doing the qualifiers, of course, we didn't know who was going to make it. We didn't know too much about the teams. We were still learning, and we still are learning, of course. As we cover these teams, we'll get to know what they're about as the season goes on. Like previous ESL competitions that we've done in the past, you get to learn what the team's all about, what the players are all about as you go along, and you know, the discussion points get a little bit more, because obviously in the beginning we don't know that much. And if you guys are watching, of course we do appreciate any feedback that you can give on who the best players are, maybe the guys that we should look out for, that sort of thing. It's always good information.
Yeah, never hurts for more info, basically.
Indeed, so only the one game tonight. Tomorrow we've also got more games coming your way. It's Jail on Shooting versus Headshot BG. Headshot BG looked pretty good in the qualifier, and the second game tomorrow at 8 o'clock is Invictus Aquilus versus ClickTech. So a fair bit of teams that we've seen before. It's just really Jail on Shooting that we haven't covered before.
Yeah, well, for this play day, I think we will obviously start getting deep into the rest of the teams on Saturday, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of casting to come. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday for the whole of June, and then I think the grand finals are on a Sunday. Just what is it, the 1st of July or the 31st of June, something like that? Is there a 31st in June? I don't think there is.
I don't actually know.
No, there isn't. Okay.
There isn't, no.
So it'll be Sunday the 1st of July, I think, is the end of all things as far as Season 7 goes. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world, it's just Season 7. Of course, if you've been following so far throughout the qualifier, there are things that you can win, nice things that you can win. In fact, type ! giveaway in chat, and you can find out how to enter the Gleam giveaway for a €100 voucher for the ESL store.
Yeah, get in there, get your backside onto a nice comfy ass chair if you can. Otherwise, just buy some sweet swag from the ESL store.
Probably an Astralis shirt, because at least based on that, you're
Those
probably
things are
going
expensive.
to. Hear me out on this. I think if you get yourself an Astralis shirt, then you're more than likely going to be able to celebrate a win or two wearing the shirt.
I don't know. Whenever you tend to support Astralis, they tend to also
fail. Yes.
Yeah, fail pretty hard.
Spectacularly. We'll see. Talking about failing, let's hope nobody fails too hard in this particular knife round. Going to determine who starts where, of course. This map choice, was this ClickTech's map?
Again, this is the ESL banning system, which results in 4 bans, and then just sort of pick which maps in which the remaining maps in the order. So it's nobody's real pick, but ClickTech did select to play this one first.
Indeed, and then we go to Dust 2 next, and of course that's Train if we actually do get to the decider. So we'll see how it goes. We saw what One Flatterer and Co could do. Gedgemzilla also looked really good for ClickTech the last time we covered them on this particular map. They didn't have much of a CT side, but boy did they have a D side.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. Actually 11-4 on both halves from ClickTech. Well, losing the CT 11-4 and winning T 11-4. So actually going into overtime before they won there at one stage.
Indeed, and there's the first kill coming in. Aries pushing somebody's head in with that shot.
Yeah, and Ragga's going to bang up, and Aries doubling up there now as Gedgemzilla trying to fight a player on short before turning his attention to the site player.
There's the flank.
But this leaves him and Flatterer all alone. NJ, though, he could be the death knell. Does Gedgemzilla suspect? What? He does, and he hits a fantastic shot as well. So they do have control of the bomb site now. It does ClickTech. Jaylon shooting still has 2 high HP players though, and some pretty deadly weaponry, but no kit, and that is pretty important. Just like that, it's down to 1. It's down to none. Joder comes in at the perfect time, gets himself 2 kills.
Wow, we were talking about Joder before. He played in a different team in the qualifier early on, and towards the end of the qualifier, actually switching over to Jaylon shooting, and they're going to be pretty happy that he's around, getting that double kill there to close it out for them. But that really seesawed wildly. It looked like at the beginning Jaylon shooting had it with those 2 early kills from Aries, and then swapped around and then back again.
Yeah, that was genuinely pretty crazy. Like, can't believe that somehow ClickTech gave up that situation. It was pretty easy as well. I mean, they didn't really fight Joder together, and he was allowed to sneak in. I mean, you obviously don't suspect the second player in the apps, but either way, good play by him, and some damage being dealt with that scout. Kleb on only 8 HP.
What? What a shot there. You could barely see him, but he ripped his head off. That's fantastic work. Also got to question Kleb there, how he managed to stay on 6 HP despite a grenade landing next to him. Kills still flying in though, of course, favoring the CTs here. They do, of course, have all the equipment in the world to deal with compared to ClickTech, who just have upgraded pistols. So it's not going to be much longer here for the ClickTech players. They are laid flat. Jaylon shooting there with the 2-0. Of course, we will see the AK buy here thanks to that bomb plant in the first round.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they wanted and what they needed. So things looking pretty decent at the moment for Jaylon shooting. Should be, I mean, double scout. Oh no, sorry, scout and an orb. I don't understand why he's got the scout. I think he should have upgraded.
Yeah, that's maybe being a bit greedy, but oh, nice boost. I like this. Trying to take a first an off angle and then getting aggressive, actually. Very aggressive out of him. And he could get punished here. Gets tagged down, but manages to escape with his life. And a lot of damage being dealt. In fact, a lot of kills being dealt. 2 players down already here for ClickTech. Make that 3. Aries push. He's just pushing.
Yeah, getting ultra aggressive in mid and just controlling that area entirely. There's a scout in the lowest area. That's an interesting decision as Gedgemzilla does go down. Sorry, One Flatterer, last remaining player. He is eventually brought low by that scout of NJ. And a fairly simple cleanup from Jaylon shooting. ClickTech didn't really even get going in that round.
Yeah, very much a struggle for momentum for them. And as we mentioned before, they did pretty well on T-side the last time we saw them on this map in the qualifier, and that was a match that also went to overtime, if I recall correctly. So we didn't see a lot out of their CT side, so I do hope for their sake that they're able to find a bit more here, but it could also be that Jaylon shooting just do have somewhat of a better CT side. I don't know, rushing B, is that really what you should be doing at this point?
It's a pretty tough one, and they do run into the orb though. Unfortunately, Ragga is more than up to the task, as is Aries push, and all of a sudden ClickTech aggression gets shut down. They will get 1 kill, and that's a nice thing to start off with, but ideally they would have loved to do a lot more damage and get the bomb plant down. Can't really expect much more out of this round, to be fair. And at this stage, Gedgemzilla really just picking and choosing who he's going to die to. Looks like Slade Method is the recipient, or is he the recipient of some damage as well here? NJ though, oddly smoking the ramp area, even though they just spotted the player in mid, and a couple of flicks being missed. At the end of the day, the deagle is the requirement for the death of Gedgemzilla.
Triple kill for Ragga, but it's probably one of the easier triple kills of his life, to be fair, facing players with no armor. So Jaylon shooting into a 4-0 lead so far, so So far, so good, I guess they'd say. AK's again here for ClickTech, and ClickTech need to find something.
That they do. Didn't really do a hell of a lot when they last had the AKs, so hope they have a more coherent plan here. And it's going to start off fairly similarly. An AWP kill, this time on Nakes from NJ. Jaylon shooting, completely controlling the Mirage mid area.
Raga on the boost. Looking for somebody to walk towards Chair, but nobody being charitable just yet. Although, he'll be able to get aggressive. He actually roasts a little bit there, but Slade Method meanwhile getting one flat through. And through the smoke, he gets one kill, flicks it nicely before being traded out. And Raga striking here from Cat. He's looked good so far. And they've just not been able to find anything here. One kill is all that ClickTech will get. Jail on shooting. Well, they're broken out the jail.
Yeah! Broken out the jail, broken out the double AWP setup once again. They actually no, they're gonna just stick with the one. Looks like ENG is the primary AWPer. Raga being forced to hand over his AWP, and I mean, at the end of the day, Jaylon shooting looking pretty damn solid here. Well on course for a 6th round to ClickTech. Those T sides in the qualifier seemingly disappearing now in the group stages.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame for them. Let's see if they have something more planned. It's of course still early days, only the 6th round, so there's plenty that can still happen here. And getting aggressive with the CZs might find an early kill. In fact, do one flash through, getting one. Auto director wrecking us a little bit there, but hopefully it'll switch back. Everything's going down on this A side. And oh, he's fully flashed, runs through the smoke somehow, and what? Nearly gets a kill before getting put down there by the AWPer. So the bomb will go down. NJ and Co looking for the retake here, but they're not going to find it so far. Taking it into I was going to say a 4v2, but it's all of a sudden a 2v1. So quick there from the CTs, and he's got an AWP, does 4-0, gets the kill through the box. Well, an AWP is maybe not the ideal weapon for this particular situation. Joda going to be toggling the bomb. It'll definitely be a fake, and you'd think that Floor0 would know that, and I think he did.
Floor0 walked through the side of the smoke, and unfortunately Joda didn't see him. And that time he gets lucky and just takes the shot and kills off Floor0. He should have enough time to defuse the bomb. Yeah, more than enough time to be safe. So Jaylon shooting, that's a very, very expensive round. Could have dire implications on their money in the next. Actually, not even close. They are as wealthy as a couple of princes at the moment. And unfortunately, ClickTech, although the paupers, they can buy up quite a bit given the plant in the last round. But Gedgemzilla is fairly low on utility with that AWP. Not that it matters too much, but ClickTech at this stage desperately looking for any kind of round to call their own. Gedgemzilla starts things off perfectly though with a kill on Joda.
Also a good job from him to fall back there rather than force the issue. So you don't want to get that early kill and get immediately traded. Slade Method in not realizing he's actually in quite a bit of danger there as those smokes were fading. NJ going for the aggressiveness, and it works out perfectly. Next, well, he'll be looking forward to the next round because this one didn't go so well for him.
No, it did not. And at this stage, Jaylon shooting a good recovery from losing that early player. The ClickTech hasn't really taken mass control. It started pushing into A, but not really a concerted push at that. 2 players have moved in. They don't really have the bomb in position either, so even if they do hit A, they won't really be able to take any advantage.
Taking it easy, still plenty of time for them, of course. It looks like it's going to be B after all with the bomb, then the 3 players moving. So Floor0 here to be the distraction, and what a distraction it is. Gets 1 kill, in fact, and that they're going to hope that'll pull the rotation, but Aries push. He ain't pushing just yet. He's getting pushed.
That he is. Floor0 is about to catch a couple of plays. He's going to bring down NJ, and that's the bomb, though. Aries push gets the kill. It's all up to Slade Method. Gedgemzilla just holding the angle on the kitchen at the moment, and he's going to time it correctly. Down goes Slade Method, and finally ClickTech gets their first T round. 6-1 in terms of gel on shooting. But ClickTech, not a terribly expensive round for them at the end of the day, so they will be able to buy up pretty heavily here. Jaylon shooting in a bit of problems. Aries push isn't looking so great in terms of utility. In fact, none of the team really looking hot in terms of the all-around weaponry and utility they can provide.
Yeah, actually being set back quite significantly, so an opportunity for both teams to reset the economy of the other team. Going through the smoke, those bullets finding their mark. I didn't think he would, but Nex does get it in the end, and some great spray control from him. Also a bit of a sixth sense there to find that kill through the smoke.
And so Zero continue to do the damage here. Joda also now finally chipping in, but immediately loses his life. And Jaylon Shooting rapidly losing players. As ClickTech finally gets that early aggression going and starting to win the duels here. Jaylon Shooting looking a little bit suspect in terms of the aim at the moment after starting so well.
Oh, and some... I was going to say I was going to use a word like aggressivity, but that word doesn't actually exist. It was aggression. I need more coffee.
You could be like every international caster and say aggress, which mildly triggers me because it's one of the worst words ever.
Egress means to leave.
No, aggress.
Yeah, I know,
like
but it's so similar in English.
Yeah,
I don't think you should use a word that's confusing.
I don't know. I just don't think that every caster in the world should use that word repeatedly whenever there's any sort of like movement towards an area.
Aries push, living up to his name, still gets one. But they don't really want him to keep it, and he's not going to be able to keep the AK. Kleb takes him down, and that will be that 6-2. So finally, somewhat of an economic punish coming in here, and we've also lost a player, of course, so that means it's time for a pause.
Yep, it's the good old... Well, I would say South African tradition is to drop at least 2 players per game, but it seems as though there's a couple of spots in Europe that also seem to have connectivity issues, and we'll just wait for them to get their final player back. But I mean, at the moment, Jaylon Shooting will be forced to save on this round. ClickTech should be at the very least getting to 3 rounds. And I mean, Jaylon Shooting, I don't know, maybe double save territory depending on how much utility they want. I think it will still be a bit of a shaky buy if they do go in there. But overall, they've gotten some good play out of, especially Aries push. He's 12 and 6 at the moment. And Raga also not doing too shabbily. But Jaylon Shooting, that one round where they actually went down to 1 player in what was up against essentially just a CZ buy is actually ended up costing them pretty largely, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Of course, you know, when you're winning as they have been, you expect the economy to build the whole time, but when it actually comes down to those close clutch situations more than once, it sets back the economy sometimes more than one thinks. And when you do look at it, it's sometimes surprising after a single round loss after winning 6. You look at the economy and go, but wait, where's all the money?
Yeah.
But of course, it's an economic game in CSGO. It looks, I was going to say, it looks like we should be going again, and we had the player back, and now he's gone. So we're not... Actually, did we lose? Oh, we lost Aries push there. So talking about Aries push, he's looking really good on the KD right now. He's been ruling that B-bomb site with an iron fist, aside from a couple of times that he's gone down. But overall, it's been a bit of a no-go zone. Do you think A is where ClickTech need to be focusing?
It does feel a little bit like ClickTech should probably make a little bit more focus on A. They just haven't really done much at B. It's either been a late push at B or just sort of like a slow push towards it in the early stages, which obviously allowed that early shot from Raga to set things up. They did that very nice little boost into the apps, which allowed Raga to get the first shot and then fall out after taking a little bit of damage. But ClickTech, they haven't really done any sort of fast play towards the B site. It's been more mid-control, and from their split A, they haven't really looked at B all that much, even though that was one of the rounds that they won. And obviously the first pistol went that way as well. So I think Jaylon Shooting with Aries push there, they haven't really yet, or I haven't seen them yet figure out a way to remove him from the site or to consistently shut him down. So they probably will just go back to A for the moment. They know that they'll have the advantage here. You don't really want to be running into close angles on B anyway. So the 9th round here should almost certainly be going towards the A site.
Yeah, one would think that would be the case. They've got all the weaponry, they've got all the utility they could possibly need, and we've got all the players we could possibly need. Finally, everybody back on the server, so we're just about ready to go. Thanks to everybody who's joined us, of course, for ESL SEC Season 7. That's the Southeast Europe Championship. This is the very first broadcast of the group stages. We did do 4 weekends of qualifiers. Now it's the real thing. I'll ClickTech the real deal, because they certainly looked very impressive in the qualifier.
Yeah, Ketchumzilla, I think here's the stampeding horde of elephants, so he's going to back out of trouble there. Nikes and friends going to try and push here into B. As I said, this is a bit of a sketchy site to run if you don't have all the angles in control. There's no upgraded pistols on Jaylon Shooting though, and that might be the savior for ClickTech as Nakes gets himself to They will get the bomb down, and Jaylon shooting at
What?
this stage. Yeah, not uncommon.
He's frustrated with that, the way he's moving his mouse around. Sometimes annoying. You think you got it down and you don't. So I do think the push on the B side was maybe a little bit ill-advised, considering they know they're getting pistols. Those pistols could have stopped them. Didn't happen, of course. And oof, Slade Method doing some big damage here. If he finds another, this is actually hugely expensive now.
He's got himself an AWP as well, and there wasn't much of an investment into this round either from Jaylon shooting. So they will be quite happy with the amount of damage dealt here. Does Jaylon shooting get the final kill? They do not. Floor Zero is able to finish him off, then save the AWP. But I mean, 3 players going down there, that's going to do quite a bit of damage to the ClickTech resources, and Jaylon shooting will be quite happy with it. They'll be able to buy up into this round. Now, again, it's not a perfect buy, but they'll be happy that they got quite a bit of damage dealt to ClickTech, just to even up the odds a little bit. But as you can see, Jaylon shooting, it's really the economy that's going to be cutting into their utility stocks there.
Indeed, the Jaylon shooting boys still in the lead, of course, 6-3 right now, but it's been pretty much all ClickTech recently. The first kill, though, going to Joda before being traded out, and 7 HP on Kleb. He probably needs to be careful here.
Definitely needs to be careful. Slade Method just going to try and slow them down on that A push. There's a player lurking through mid, so they're on PT on stairs. Needs to be a little bit careful. It's Raga and Aries push are going to combine to take out Gedemzilla. Slade Method just finishing off Kleb there and adding to the pile with Nakes going down. All of a sudden, Raga cleans up what in the end became a very stilted push there from ClickTech. They sort of got halfway onto the site, then just weren't certain what to do and ended up falling to pieces.
Some fantastic work there from Slade Method, though. We haven't seen much of him in the game so far, but in the last 2 rounds, gets himself a stolen AWP, does huge damage in a losing effort, and there in a winning effort, spraying down a couple players, which I think was the clincher for that round. Still buys on both teams here, but trying to say that, Raga, he's running them ragged. He destroyed him.
Yeah, it's the second time that he's done that, and they've actually gone back to the double AWP setup, which they used fairly early on. Raga and ENG. I think ENG is obviously the primary AWP here since Raga just not picked it up. Joda not being watched by his teammate. That's unfortunate. Going to really take that angle if you got somebody covering your backside, and that's going to cost them big time.
There's also quite an off angle to go for as well on entry. You'd expect, somebody to be close left. There's somebody close right. Next gets that kill. There's still the player, of course, in CD to deal with that Slade Method. He's done some big damage before, but now with the smoke's down, it's going to be super difficult. And with the bodies hitting the floor as well, it's almost impossible. 3v1 situation for Raga. He gets 1. But they don't have the bomb. That's, jeez. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got tons of time left to make something happen. So ClickTech not in any real danger of losing the round, and with that shot, Platru confirms it in ClickTech's favor. Bullet to the brain. And ClickTech have crushed the money of Jaylon shooting, so they'll be able to probably get up to around about 6 rounds, depending on how aggressive Jaylon shooting wants to be with their purchases here, and they're going to be pretty defensive. Nothing really fancy. A couple of upgraded pistols, nothing more. ENG able to get down into lowers. And ClickTech back to that very, very early mid aggression as it brings a kill in the form of Slade. Kleb moving out here, and he's going to grab himself Joda as well. And all of a sudden, Jaylon shooting has been overrun on the A side. Nothing really that they can do at this stage. Some damage being dealt by Raga and ENG there. But Nix continuing to just confirm this round in favor of ClickTech. Things like that, though, can change things. ENG gets himself 2 quick kills. Gives them the smallest bit of chance that this round could be in his team's favor. He has no HP though, and as a result, gets absolutely murked by Kleb there. It will allow Aries Push to pick up that AK and run for cover.
Yeah, it's probably a good find. Might as well hang on to it. Actually, looks like he might be looking for an exit here or two. That could be a good plan. But yeah, Jaylon shooting, you can, if you look at the KDs of the players, actually, you can see who the B-bomb side players are, because they're both in double digits. The other players, however, haven't been having such a good time on the A side, aside from a single round. There's Aries Push finding one of the exits. Not going to get himself Kleb, but that's okay. He's not going to be too worried about that. Just padding his money a bit, and full investment here for Jaylon shooting by the look of it.
I mean, if you think about it, it's what Jalen shooting invested into the last round was more than worth what they did in terms of damage. ClickTech, one player survives on ClickTech. They save themselves an AK, and they started off with basically upgraded pistols and no armor. So Jalen shooting can be very, very happy with the efforts in the last round. ClickTech will be quite disappointed with that, as I mean, that certainly will temper the disappointment just a little bit. ENG goes down. Kleb gets a bit of revenge for the last round.
They need to be more aware of Connector. That kill has happened from 3 different players in Connector there so far already. It just seems like they're not really taking proper control, and long range battle going on here. A lot of damage being dealt, but it's Slade Method who gets the kill. Aries push again, pushing off the B-bomb site and finds himself a kill and lots of information. There's the retaliation from one Flattery, and Floor Zero somehow getting in through Kitchen. He must have been boosted there. We didn't see it, but that's going to put things into somewhat disarray here, and unless Slade Method can find this kill, you'd almost think like the round might be just about gone.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really see he and Joda doing anything there, as Floor Zero holds a fiendishly difficult angle to actually flush out when they don't have much utility. So, Jalen shooting, I mean, probably the best idea is to just save. You can't really get in. It's a 3 versus 2. You don't have a kit. And one of your players is on half HP. So, yeah, Jalen shooting probably a safer course of action. Just get yourselves to safety. Well, it's not the way to do it. Slade Method does go down. Looks like not making a decision fast enough.
Yeah, I think he was also at one of those angles that where he moved, he was going to take some damage there. There's some retaliation, but it's not going to be enough. Of course, the round is gone. So ClickTech on 6 just about. We're going to see 7-6. Absolutely guaranteed, yeah. And, oh, one Flattery actually gets the kill as well, so Joda doesn't survive. But as I was saying, 6. That's a pretty good effort on the T side.
Very, very good effort on the T side. And given the state of Jalen shooting's economy, ClickTech could very well win the half, and who would have thought that after they were down 6-0 at the start. So yeah, ClickTech looking pretty good for recovery here, and once again the strong T side on Mirage certainly helping them out.
Certainly dug them out of a hole. It was quite a bad hole, in fact. 6-0 was the original score before ClickTech got around, so things have not been going all Jalen shooting's way at all. They are in the lead right now, but that's probably about to change. NJ, though, he's got something to say about it, and he's doing huge damage. The kill's coming in here for the CTs. And these Ts need to round this out and close it. And they're in so much trouble. The HP. Oh, and they're going to go down 8-6 here. Jalen shooting, stealing it away, stealing the half win. No way that should have happened. And ClickTech are going to be kicking themselves after that.
Yeah, that was just an absolute travesty there from ClickTech. I can't believe they were able to give up a round that they, by all rights, should have had. And Jalen shooting again, saving themselves with a force buy. They've consistently done huge damage with just a couple of upgraded pistols and armor. And this time they actually win it instead of just doing some damage. So Juan Flattery is going to be holding an angle. They do look a little bit better on the full buys, do ClickTech, as they pick up 2 early kills of Raga and Joda going down. Aries push though has been a monster. He's going to get one completely flashed and then very much go to ground. Nikes and Kleb, the last remaining players here, but Jalen shooting really disconnected from one another, as Slade Method and NJ are going to try to do some damage. It's in fact Nikes who's going to be dishing out the punishment. That'll be NJ going down. Leaves Slade Method in a 1 versus 2 for the last round of the half.
Very spread out in this round from both teams. Isolated engagements going on all over the map. And in the end, the trade game favors the Ts. Just feel like maybe they needed to be a bit more coordinated there for both sides. Because, of course, when you're taking 1-up duels, then it's really about who wins the duel, not... Oh, very nice flash.
Slade Method wins the prize for European Flash of the Year.
Can't even say it's an NA flash, can we?
Nope.
So his position is known. He's fired a shot. They know exactly where he is, and they're delaying him and peppering him with bullets. You got to think he's got very little time left on this map, and well, that's going to be the half there, 8-7. ClickTech coming back into it after a great start from Jalen shooting. Still, I'd say Jalen shooting stealing away the half win largely thanks to that force buy in the previous round.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen shooting did get themselves out of jail, so to speak. A couple of times.
Go there.
I mean, you can't. I mean, if you look, ClickTech doesn't even. I don't think they have a single. No, they got one player in positive at the moment, which tells you the kind of half that they had. All of their rounds that they won were like very, very close. Players constantly dying. And when Jalen shooting was winning, they were winning by big numbers. You know, with a lot of players alive. So it's an interesting one that ClickTech wasn't able to really, do more damage given the situation that they had. But it's all onto this pistol now. They need to win this one to have a real good chance. And it's looking pretty damn solid. Kleb and Nakes getting themselves easy kills. Gejimzilla finally does arrive and does get one kill before going down. Aries Bush, the last remaining player, but Kleb is on hand to double it up.
Nice and easy does it.
Yeah.
Not much to say there. I think the early kills there for Nex, he probably had no right to live after taking all that damage early on. Still gets 2 headshots. That's probably what broke it.
Yeah. Those 3 early kills really just did shut them down. And Kleb has been the shining light for his team thus far. Not necessarily the highest kills, but certainly the lowest deaths by some margin. Gejimzilla has started things well with a kill on the jail on Shooting Boys.
Yeah, and Kleb's also standing, which is worth mentioning. So, doing some good work, one would say. Not seeing too much of this thanks to Order Director, but it's okay. Next on the angle, and oof, that last shot, that was dirty.
Very, very dirty. There's Joda goes down.
So 9 to 8.
Yeah, ClickTech starting well.
Yeah, starting very well indeed. And well, for Jail on Shooting, they didn't get a bomb plant, so that's going to mean they're still on the save, and the money quite uneven for them as well. So NJ particularly probably shouldn't have bought that P250 because he's on 1600. So when they do buy in the next round, it's going to be quite compromised.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very mixed buy. And okay, Slade method. That's the way to start things off. Don't really need much investment. Yeah, don't really need much investment to get kills these days. CZ or a Deagle, it's perfectly solid.
Next doing some damage before one Flattery goes down there through Connector. Next on 1 HP, that could bite them here. There's still HP on these T players, but they don't have armor to deal with, so they need to land some crisp shots here. And Aries Push, I think he's trying to find Nex, but Nex not offering himself up just yet. So any kind of shot though will take him down. And in the meanwhile, that A-side in the control. What the heck was that shot from Joda? Long range headshot. He must have had no head armor. That's the only explanation at that kind of range.
I mean, even at that range, it won't kill you. It'll do huge damage, but it won't kill you. I mean, that's just mental.
One shot you without head armor, yes.
Okay, yes, that's crazy. So, Nex left in a 1 versus 4 with 1 HP and a very bad gun. I don't know about you, Extremes, but I don't see this round going the way of ClickTech, to be honest.
I would put my money on it if I was allowed to bet on games, but I'm not because I'm a caster. And anyway, I don't like it. It's like throwing money away. It's not sponsored by Betway, so we're good. Need for Seat. Thank you for sponsoring this. We like chairs. Chairs are good.
Isn't gambling a tax and stupid, as the saying goes?
Something like that. But very nice round out of Jail on Shooting, bringing it back to 9-all, and well, they had nothing really to work with. Just a Deagle and a couple P250s, and geez, did those ever sting.
Yeah, Jail on Shooting have looked very, very good on their force buys, to be honest. ClickTech.
Oh, that was some nice juggling there. Raga with the run boost. I thought he was going to run boost all the way to mid. That would have been great.
That would have been fantastic, but I don't think that's a very likely proposition.
I don't even know if that's possible. Slade method though, looking for a kill, and of course the CT's on the force buy, and we saw how good ClickTech were on force buys in previous rounds. Are they going to be able to bite as much? Early damage though, favoring the T's, yep.
Yeah, and at the moment, ClickTech, after that early kill, just going to have to make some kind of information play. We do also see one player pushing through that B spawn as Nex hits a lovely shot. Juan Flattery also gets that backstab onto the player who was supposed to be watching for him. So somehow Jail on Shooting is going to be losing a force buy here to ClickTech. And I mean, Jail on Shooting is just taking a very, very long time to actually decide what they want to do. Players just being left all by themselves, and that often does result in just easy kills for these pistols in the hands of ClickTech. They will bring it back now to a 2 versus 3, but ClickTech does still control quite a bit of the map in terms of information. Nikes will have a very, very good early warning system going there, and on the A site, it's going to be difficult for them to root out Kleb, who has no way of actually being discovered unless you molly that area or face checker, which I don't think you want to do.
Yeah, very much the case. 20 seconds to go, so they need to make a quick decision here. And are they even going to go for it? It looks like they are going to go for it with 15 seconds on the clock. This could end up not working out so well for them. There is a player here somewhere close, and that will be Slade Mither taking him down. One Flattery will go down, but Slade with the kill. 2v1 situation, 39 HP on Raga as well. So is he in the position here to win this? They don't have a kit, but they've got plenty of time. They're close. And Raga gets the first one, 1 HP. He's got the dream. Can he complete it? And he can. Raga just destroying him there. There's no way that he should have won that, but he won it anyway. And he had such good form in the first half, continuing it here, saving Jail on shooting against the Force Spy.
Yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. That last shot that he had to hit the first shot. I mean, the player was on low HP, but Raga absolutely murked him in that situation. ClickTech, I mean, they'll feel aggrieved at losing a round like that, to be honest.
Yeah, meanwhile, double AWP out here. And could be dangerous for the AWPer in window if he decides to peek this. He's got all kinds of pressure coming towards him. And this play from low is very quick, but Floor Zero ready for it. And oh, a double nearly. He actually gets the shot onto Aries push as well. Nearly gets the collateral. That's going to help. I was going to say it's going to help Floor Zero get the kill, but it doesn't, in fact.
Yeah, he just gets nailed there by ENG. Nikes getting aggressive again through that window, grab himself Raga and continuing the control here of mid. Aries push now the next victim of that AWP, and it leaves it all on ENG in a 1 versus 4. Jail Shooting's gotten absolutely nothing done. Some damage has been dealt, is really all. Floor Zero going down. So ENG tapping, doing quite a bit of damage to Nikes at the end of the day, but it's not really enough. Hleb will be backstabbing him pretty soon. Does ENG hear the sounds? Doesn't matter, as soon as he turns, he gets shot in the back.
Yeah, got destroyed there to Jail on shooting, and they looked so good in the previous round on the Force, on the full buy, going for the mid control, and again, lots of individual engagements going on all over the place there, but ClickTech winning those aim duels, and also finding some nice angles too.
Yeah, finding some very, very nice angles. But you can see the difference in these two teams' T sides is that Jail Shooting uses a much more utility-heavy default in mid, where they smoke up a lot of the areas. ClickTech just sort of runs straight down mid and makes certain that they can get into that connect area and start taking fights. And it worked out a couple of times, at the very least, able to kill the Jail Shooting player before he could even really react through the connector.
Oh, and that hole in the smoke there. I thought one Flattery might find himself a deagle shot to the cranium. Didn't actually happen. Slade Method's been so dangerous with his gun so far, and he gets it again. Another dig there for him on Gedgemzilla. He will get taken down though by one Flattery in the sight, but he's not around for much longer. Floor Zero, did he spot out the second player? He would have taken some damage, and he takes 2 in fact. All the spray down coming in from ENG. He gets 2 also. 1v1 situation. Things are happening so fast here, and it's time for another 1v1 duel here. Last time it was Jail on shooting that came out better in this particular 1v1. What are we going to see here?
Well, what we do know is that Nikes has no armor, so he has to hit a shot or he's in real trouble here. Joda gonna plant, and Nikes sort of second guessing himself. I think if he'd maybe pushed to CT spawn, he would have been in a better position. Either way, Joda is holding a pretty tough angle for an AWPer to clear, to be honest, and I don't know if he's going to be checking that angle first and foremost. The bomb is also in a rather odd spot for an AKG to be sitting, and that will be the end of that. Nikes gets shot in the side of the head. Going to be waking up with a bit of a headache tomorrow, to be honest, as ClickTech loses another round. And Jail on shooting, well, they recovered it. It was a bit shaky, but now they need to make certain that they win this round. They cannot allow ClickTech to win another Force Spy.
Indeed, Joda with a really nice angle there against the player that I think he knew had an AWPer actually, because AWPer had popped off a shot. ClickTech on the Force here. He's going to be next, getting really aggressive. The flash working out perfectly for him. He nearly gets 2, in fact. If he'd gotten 2 there, that would have been quite the effort. So 4v4 situation, HP favoring ClickTech, but Jail on shooting. Coming back here, getting some kills. And as I say that, it reverses. Jail on shooting, making some space between themselves and ClickTech now.
Yeah, Gedgemzilla could be in a position to cause some problems here. He's got that deagle. Okay, never mind. They have discovered him, and Aries push will make certain that his crimes do not go unpunished. So Gedgemzilla, I mean, Had a couple of rounds where he's looked good, but otherwise been largely quiet, much like the rest of his team. They've done quite a bit of damage, but it's been very much a team effort with only really Nikes going above and beyond. On the side of Jelon shooting, looks like Aries Push and Raga, the two players. Oh, sorry, Aries Push and Joda, the two players to be watching at the moment. As Aries Push starts things off perfectly there with a kill on Gejimzilla.
Smoke
and
bug.
ClickTech just getting overrun.
Sorry about this, guys. Sometimes happens. Get stuck on a smoke if you don't disengage from it quickly enough. So we might not see the round. We're not going to see the knife come in there. One Flattery gets himself a knife. Finally, it'll move across, but the round's pretty much over. It didn't matter too much in the end. Just a little bit of money for One Flattery. Otherwise, Jailon shooting, making some space between themselves and ClickTech now. 13-10. That's fairly comfortable. They're not out of the woods yet. ClickTech running out of opportunities here, and of course, money an issue for them too.
Yeah, and unfortunately the CT side is so damn expensive that if you start losing rounds, it really does become a nightmare to keep up. T's can buy a lot more often here, so Juan Flattery cooking a little bit, and he's not going to be able to land that shot. As he moves, they attack him, and that's really what's going to cost him there. Gejimzilla trying to do some damage. Any damage at all will be great. Nade is going to land, as is the molly, but it's not really going to be doing enough. Gejimzilla just trying to play around the smoke here, help himself out. He has been spotted, and Raga double peaks and eventually brings Gejimzilla down there. Slade Method and the rest of Jailon shooting look to be making an effort towards that B site where Nikes lays in wait. He has been the monster for ClickTech. Can he continue to be? No, he cannot. Caster's Curse indeed as Slade Method pulls through.
In he goes, Aries Push, living up to his name yet again. He looks pretty good, name Jules, got to say. He's been winning them all night so far. And Floor Zero in a 1v4. Can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No kit, no utility, no head armor. I mean, can we list any more problems for poor old Floor Zero at the moment? Just can't see him. Well, that's an interesting one. Stare at the ground, get shot in the back of the head.
Must have seen something interesting, I guess. But hey, he was trying to hide away, and it didn't work out for him. 14-10 jail on shooting, yeah, looking pretty good. After a pretty tough start for them in this particular half, with the first two rounds going to ClickTech. It's never really looked like it's going ClickTech's way again in this particular half. Jail on shooting, making some space and popping some heads.
Yeah, and Aries Push doing some fantastic early work, as is Raga, and that's, I think, really been ClickTech's biggest worry. I mean, that's not one of their worries. It's Kleb. He's looking pretty damn good all around. Maybe picked up a couple more kills, and Raga getting ultra aggressive, just running into sight with an AWP and continuing the flicks. Dear Lord, what a way to shut out the 15th round for Jailon shooting.
Jeez, Aries Push and Raga looking good, 25 and 16, and there we got the 24 and 14 on Raga as well. They've been ruling the roost here, and Nick's the only other guy on the other team really matching them, I'd say. The rest sort of there or thereabouts, but I think that might be the difference maker here. These two players who've stood up so well. A lot of damage being dealt to Joda, though.
Yeah, it's going to force him out of trouble there as Raga and NJ once again on the double AWPs, and this time it's not going to work for Aries Pushes. Neil Nikes brings him down. Floor Zero also gets himself Slade methods to Jailon shooting, somewhat falling apart in this round. Joda goes down as well, even though he had the advantageous situation. Not much HP to work with as Raga is going to miss that flick. Is he going to land the second? He does indeed. Floor Zero punished for his transgressions as he takes a second attempt there. Raga does get brought down, leaves it all onto NJ with that AWP. He should probably be saving here. ClickTech will dearly love to get themselves a second AWP, and they will, in fact, be gifted one.
Oh, playing with fire or jail on shooting. Look at their money as well. They're going to be able to distribute some weapons thanks to those players with a bit of a bigger bank, but they're almost fully drawn out here. Just two players still with some money, so actually in a difficult position if they lose this round.
Yeah, they do still have some rounds to play with, so it's not the end of the world, but I do agree it's a bit of a shaky one if they end up losing this round. And ClickTech at the moment not really in any kind of position to hold the mid push. Jailon shooting been a lot less comfortable moving towards the middle area. They've tended to attack on the extremes of the site. Gejimzilla though is extreme in terms of the kills he's getting. Raga and Joda though turning things around, as that does buy them the B site hook, line and sinker.
Worst molly ever, and followed by the worst smoke ever as well. Neither of them actually doing much of anything there, but Going for the boost here on short. Floor Zero might have the angle on his counterpart, but he doesn't win the duel. Joda looking good here. 3v2 situation against the AWPs, and the AWPs are the worst weapon for a retake. Now only Next left alive, and he's not going to even manage to run away. Not that running away would have helped. Jaylon shooting. Take it 16-11 over ClickTech. Pretty comprehensive first map from them, and we will be going to Dust 2 next.
Yeah, very, very convincing there from Jaylon shooting at the end of the day. That string of rounds in the middle of the second half really just completely shutting ClickTech out there. A little bit about, Force Spies actually helping out ClickTech, but it seems that their problems on the CT side do continue.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely was an issue for them in the qualifier, so let's see how things pan out for them here. But individual performances, of course, they're ruling the roost for Jaylon shooting. Aries push looked really good on CT side, and I think he was a bedrock for them when they moved over to T. He continued his form, but Raga with the AWP being so aggressive.
Yeah, that's very impressive to see. AWPers tend to not be, the hyper aggressive players, and and if they are, they tend not to be very, very, very consistently successful. So I think Jaylon shooting will be well pleased with what they're getting out of their AWPer tonight, and those two look like a deadly duo here tonight against ClickTech.
Indeed. So thank you for joining us so far, guys. This is ESL Southeast Europe Season 7. As it says, the longest running championship in the region. And thank you to ESL for making it happen. Also to Need for Seat. And if you'd maybe want to spend a little bit of free money on a seat from Need for Seat on the ESL store, type !giveaway in chat. You can find out how to enter the Gleam giveaway and get yourself some free stuff. a €100 voucher, 5 of them available. Maybe you can use it towards a chair. In the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll see you in a bit.
to protect your soul.
it looks like we're just about ready to go here. Gel on Shooting versus ClickTech. We are back. ESL SEC Season 7. The first map going the way of Gel on Shooting. And ClickTech will be looking to strike back on Dust 2. Looking forward to it. You, Prof?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be my first game on Dust 2 that I've cast. It might very well be.
I've done one.
Either way.
I think it was, but...
No idea.
We'll see. Knife round underway. Don't really care, to be honest. But hey, it looks like it will be ClickTech that take it, so you'd imagine they'd stay on the T side. That's generally where you want to be on this map.
They've chosen CT.
Okay. Color me a liar. Here's us on camera quickly. Hello, guys. How's it going? We unfortunately missed the camera right at the beginning, waiting for the players to ready up. Do appreciate you guys being here. I'm Extremes with Prophecy. We're bringing you the whole season, including the qualifiers we did as well. So looking forward to lots more CS coming up tomorrow night as well. And then we've got Saturday also. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, you can look forward to ESL SEC action.
That you can. You can probably also win a couple of prizes if you enter the beeping competition as well. Type, what is that, an exclamation mark giveaway in chat?
Yes, you've heard it enough, so I think you should remember it by now. Exclamation mark giveaway, you win one of 5 €100 vouchers for the ESL store. I want one, but I can't have one because I'm working on the cost.
Too bad. So sad.
Okay, which team shirt would you buy? You already own an Astralis shirt, so what would you buy? You know, outside of that.
Outside of that?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe Mouse Sports?
Sure, you really had to dig deep for that one.
I don't know, it's a difficult one. Well, either way, it's not difficult for Gejimzilla as he picks up 4 kills just like that. Drop of the hat.
Oh, no.
And ClickTech are well favored to win this round. It's all on ENG. It was one of the better performances for J-Line Shooting in the last, but that's a hell of a round to go the way of ClickTech. Gejimzilla, pat yourself on the back, my friend. You've pretty much won it. ENG, though, might have something to say. And just like that, Gejimzilla aces the pistol round on CT.
Yeah, unfortunately on the main feed it actually hitched there for a second, so we didn't see it, which is a little bit of a shame. Apologies for that, guys. We missed an ace. That's sad. Very sad. I think you're very sad if you jail on shooting, though, when that happened to you. You're very happy if you get Gejimzilla after that.
Yeah. Pretty mental for Gejimzilla to get that ace. And Nikes is going to continue where he left off in the last map with a kill there onto Raga. Scout bullet to the face. That's going to be a painful introduction there for Raga in this round.
Indeed so. 5v4 situation. CT's in a good spot here against a 4-spy. And on a map like this, it's actually quite difficult compared to other maps to make the 4-spies work on T side because of just how long some of those distances are.
Yeah, I mean, it does sort of funnel you into a couple of very specific areas if you're going to be 4-spying, but it does also mean that the CTs have pretty large advantage in those 4-spies. As Gejimzilla takes a rather large amount of damage from Nakes, and this is actually perfectly timed. They both can get caught in the window. And J-Line Shooting, what a gamble. It's worked out perfectly as Joda finishes off the work that NJ did earlier. 2 players down, and J-Line Shooting has control of the B side. This is a terribly difficult site for the CTs to retake, and even worse when they don't really have any utility. They're going to spray through the door, and that's going to get them the first kill, but still not a great situation. Joda and Slade Method are fairly low, though, and Joda will eventually be finished off. All up to Slade Method. He's only got a CZ, and that'll be that. So ClickTech saving the round, but that was a near run thing. J-Line Shooting, if they'd found any weaponry other than a scout, I think that would have been ClickTech all but lost.
Yeah, that would have been the case. That was some impressive work from them to fake towards middle and cause those players to try to take that fight. Of course, maybe them being a little bit overzealous, Gejimzilla and his site partner, but overall, J-Line Shooting doing what they needed to do and nearly winning it. They're going to be on upgraded pistols, yeah, thanks to the bomb plant, but no buy just yet. That'll only be 4th round. But unfortunate for them, but is what it is. There's also a player that's pushed lowers, I think, so going to be quite a bit of information here for the CTs.
Yeah, and Gejimzilla, he's hungry for kills at the moment and certainly not going to help him out there. Some damage dealt Floor Zero does get the finish, and Joda
Ooh.
doing some work here with just a CZ, and this is going to allow Slade Method to push out long, and I don't think they have any control along, so they could end up losing a couple of players here. He's got to time the shots correctly, not able to do so, so it's only those 2 players going down. Click Tech, not the end of the day, but still gonna hurt a little bit as Gejimzilla now does pick up that AWP as well.
Yeah, he's of course padded the stats and the money with that early ace. And for Click, gonna look to make the AWP work. We've seen them use a number of different AWPers, and whew, on the angle there, Rugger, he's looked really good with the AWP so far tonight.
Yeah, Floor Zero mollied out, and Joda's going to need to win a lot of fights here if he wants to get himself out of trouble. He's not even going to win the first. Floor Zero, and I think it's Lurker Skywalker helping out there. And that'll be that. They bring down NJ. Raga goes ham though on Gejimzilla, and it's 3 versus 4 right now. Still favoring the CTs, obviously, as Slade Method is going to catch one player pushing long. Do they get a kill? They do somehow.
Oh,
how the hell did Slade Method not die there?
that was
Flat
just some
true
crazy stuff.
Yeah, flat true. That's going to be like one of those, like, that should never ever happen again. Lurker Skywalker does start to turn things around now with a kill there onto Ares push. Does he suspect Slade Method in what is a rather cheeky angle here on the edge of the smoke? And he's going to spot the player, shoots him as he hops above the smoke. He's got to reload, and it's wrong time to reload. Bomb is not, well, it's not planted for Raga, but it doesn't matter. Sorry, it is planted for Raga, not planted for Nikes, and Nikes gets the kill anyway. So 4-0 for Click Tech here. Starting off well on the CT side, does too.
Yeah, doing a sterling job overall. Lurker Skywalker, of course, back. We did have Kleb there in the previous match as a stand-in for the team, and we of course saw Lurker Skywalker play with the team before. I think he goes by a different name as well usually. Maybe somebody in chat knows what it was. But he's back, and they look better, even though Kleb was the best player on the previous map.
No, Nikes was.
Well, in the first half.
Kleb was a very good player, but yeah. Either way, Jalen shooting. Need to do some damage here, and they're going to do some fantastic damage. Gejimzilla forced to take a rather sketchy peek into the uppers area, gets a kill onto NJ, but they have lost a player. Gejimzilla pushing aggressive. This is huge information for the CTs. They now know that it has to be an A play. There's nothing coming B as yet.
Nothing at all. And
pretty split defense.
Yeah, pretty split defense. There's going to be a lot of clues as to where they are, though. These smokes popping out in the mollies. But it's not going to matter. Lurker Skywalker pinning them to the wall, gets one. Floor Zero on the angle, just knocking them down like he's gone bowling. Slade Method, he's got other ideas. Look at that. He's cleaned them up. He was in a 1v3 at that point. Now in a 1v1. Will he suspect Gejimzilla coming from behind you? He does, in fact. So timing will be all important, and he'll need to land the headshot, and he does. Not a headshot, but he gets the kill nonetheless. That was Slade Method. He stole that round away. Triple kill.
That was actually a very, very... I mean, I don't know if it was clever or it was just ballsy, because Slade Method... You don't usually hang around that long. If, I mean, they must have suspected that Gejimzilla would be pushing from B, but, I mean, how do you expect it to be pushing from short? Pretty sneaky angle there, doesn't pick up the bomb, and Gejimzilla just caught out, not expecting that kind of play. Slade Method continues his good form from the last round, getting a kill onto Flatru as Raga doubles up.
That's going to put them under a lot of pressure. 2 scouts here for Click Tech. Considering all those round wins, that's a very nice shot. And replied upon as well. But yeah, those early round wins didn't really build the economy that much.
Dear Lord.
Oh! How is he doing this?
He's just ruining Jalon Shooting's economy single-handedly. Floor Zero is pushing out. Do they suspect anything? No, they do not. And Slade Method goes down. It's all up to Joda in a 1 versus 2.
Does have the bomb though, so that's to his credit. They should be able to recover some weapons here as well. They've got a kit, so plenty of time to work with. Joda got the HP, he's got what he needs, but what he needs is a little bit more than a nade. It's probably a kill or 2 here to close it out. And they're going to be doubling up as well. And he's going to be walking right into this, and there's the trade. The inevitable result of players doubling up like that. I like to see that, of course. And Gejimzilla with an amazing round there. 2 very clean headshots with the scout. Those were just crazy. And he gets the final kill as well. That makes it rather fitting.
And he didn't even have armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly a Superman this game so far is Gajimzilla for his team. And Jalen shooting. I mean, they're still waiting for Ares push, one of their best players. In fact, probably the best player on Mirage to arrive. He is currently DOA. Nothing really going his way. As Dotty now, he's showing that he himself is not too shabby of a scout player as he gets himself 2 kills.
Just getting squashed, yeah, and there's the inevitable wraparound to close it out. No kills going the way of Jelon shooting at all, and on a map that is generally traditionally T-sided, in the old iterations anyway. It's interesting to see it this way. We've actually seen it be fairly CT-sided at Tier 1. Of course, this isn't Tier 1, but I'd be interested to see if that trend continues.
Yeah. Is Dotty not the sub?
No, Dotty's actually the regular player. So,
Are you sure about that?
Very sure.
He doesn't have the same... he doesn't have the same tags, the rest of the team doesn't have the same picture. His name's gone from Lucas Skywalker to Dotty, and on the list of registered players, he's not one of them.
He did play in the qualifiers for ClickCheck though, so
Yeah,
in all of them.
Play.
So.
Not in all of them. I think he played in the first game that we cast. That's what's confusing to me.
No, according to chat, he is one of the regular players.
Oh, alright, okay.
And they know more than us, that's for sure.
Clearly. Oh, Slade Method doing pretty well there. Brings down floor 0. And Slade Method's been a lone bright spot for ClickTech in this round, and then he goes and runs into Dotty and gets wrecked.
Yep. Scout and CZ. Very iconic combination. This is quite the push here from Nex. They know exactly where the side take is coming, and they know it's A, but they're actually looking towards short. With all that information, how are they not looking at short? Doesn't matter nonetheless, though. One flat through, laying them flat there with that MP9 at that sort of range. Shouldn't be happening, but it is happening. And there's Dotty rounding it out. Only one left alive here. Ares push. He's a strong player. But he's got to find 2, and he's got somebody coming in for the backstab as well. It's all about the timing for Nex.
Well, Ace Bush does suspect it. Does Nex get his timings correct? He does indeed. Pops him in the head. And it's 7-1 for ClickTech.
Indeed it is. Not looking good for Jailon shooting at all, yeah, and they've also lost a player, so we'll be on the yield pause, hoping for said player to come back so that we can continue with the game. A few connectivity issues today. Hopefully it's not a trend that continues.
Yeah, let's hope it's not a permanent or even a semi-permanent part of the schedule.
Let's hope it's not a fierce tiger.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the most ridiculous sequences of events that I've ever heard. Like, I don't even know how nobody suspected that until the news came out. Like, how did they even get to the
to the qualifier in the first place?
Like, the Asian minor qualifiers? Like, are you for real? Like, how is that reasonable?
Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you can check out Richard Lewis's video about it. He actually broke it before it was a story on HLTV or really anywhere else. He seemed to have a bit of a pulse on the whole thing, so definitely worth checking out. And past this video, it gets even stranger with what happened. So apparently, Fierce Tiger in the Asia minor qualifier managed to force forfeits out of all their opponents through dirty tactics, and then when they were supposed to face Vichy Gaming, who of course are doing really well at Star Series right now, their internet was sabotaged and they were unable to play. Like, literally broken, like cables broken, that sort of thing.
No, cables ripped out of the wall.
Yes, at their gaming house for Vichy Gaming, so they couldn't play, and then Fierce Tiger insisted on a forfeit
win.
And there was
they basically made it to the age of minor by not playing a single team.
Yeah, that's dodgy, very, 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 very dodgy. So it all came to light eventually. Faceit did reverse their decisions as to Fierce Tiger's participation, and they were kicked out. So good to hear that justice prevailed, but oh my word, it was one of the very strangest stories I've ever seen, and kind of sort of, I guess, emblematic of some of the corruption issues and things that there are in China in CS. Because we also saw the week before a couple of HLTV writers being suspended for, well, not writers, but coverage people.
Admins.
Yeah.
Admins, I think would be the easiest.
Yeah,
way
I
to say
guess
that.
that would be the easiest way for accepting money to promote games on the site when, that's not really about it. It's supposed to be fair and equal and all of that. So,
Yep.
yeah, Chinese CS, hey guys. Of course, they do have some good players. We've seen it at Star Series.
Yeah, Summer's looking pretty solid.
Indeed, still waiting for a play. Yeah, I feel like we should switch to camera and I should start juggling things. Do you think that would?
Can
pass
you
the
juggle
time?
though? Is the question.
No, I can't. I think that's where the entertainment value will come in. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do the waterfall juggle, but nothing else. I knew a friend that could juggle and ride a unicycle at the same time.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Could
Kid
he?
you not?
Could he juggle, ride a unicycle, and juggle babies and chainsaws?
No.
Because that would be.
But he
pretty
did play
impressive.
ultimate frisbee. He did
Oh,
play
okay.
ultimate frisbee.
Those guys are athletic. You wouldn't think frisbee players are, but they are. Meanwhile, we're actually back into the game. Thankfully, it saved us from going down a strange rabbit hole there. 7-1, ClickTech in the lead. Jail on shooting the winners of the first map, the beneficiaries of a very good T side from themselves, and so far not showing such a good T side on this map.
No, not a good T side at all. NJ has actually bought into what should be his money for the AWP, and clearly he doesn't really need much of an AWP. He's got a deagle that'll do some pretty solid work. One flat and Cold Zero though, bringing some sanity to proceedings, as it's all on Raga now. He's got a deagle, no armor, might be able to get the bomb plant. That'll be about what they require and ask for, and that's that. It's absolutely wrecked by Juan Platru, and ClickTech lose 2 players, but do get themselves their 8th round and the half win.
Yeah, very easy half win. Jail on shooting not really putting up a lot of fight here. Was this Jail on shooting's pick? I think it was.
Again, it's not their pick. I think they just chose to play it second.
Yeah, for sure. But
it's not a pick.
Trying to be conventional here.
This is like in the middle of both teams' map pool, so...
So they felt it was an acceptable risk to play it, and well, there we go. Next, crossing the smoke, sometimes risky, getting burnt this time. Always hate it when it happens to me in matchmaking.
It's the worst. I mean, it's been one of the criticisms of Dust 2 for probably about as long as Dust 2's been around.
That's an iconic part of the map. I'm not so sure I agree with it either, but hey, we're not
I mean,
Valdez.
the thing is, the walls are...
Oh. Why?
Yeah.
4-0? Why?
Trying to make something happen. Looks like ClickTech does have a read on this though, as they do semi-stack with their remaining players. Oh! Zilla gets wrecked in the smoke with a no-scope by Slade Method, and Dottie's actually pushed up aggressively behind them on long, so this is going to force them to make a play probably a little bit sooner than they wanted to. They need to go together though. At the moment, it's just the player at the doors in mid that's trying to make something happen. Joda does eventually get the kill, but will go down to Dottie. This leaves him in a 1 versus 2.
Very winnable for him as well. He's in a good position. They should be able to deal with him though. And very smart from Raga to stay close as well. If he opened the angle a little bit more, it would have enabled him to get over the edge of the window. But keeping the angle sharp, and it's so difficult to deal with when you come into that bomb site.
Yeah, it's a bugger of a... Sorry, it's a bugger of a site to get into once it's been taken by the T's. As we saw, ClickTech nearly giving it away on that force buy in the second round. At the moment, we're in the 11th, and ClickTech, I mean, not too stressed about losing that round. They are 8-2 up, but ideally they'd like to open up as large a reservoir of rounds as possible. Jailon shooting can be pretty deadly. We saw how much they were willing to contest that CT side when they played ClickTech on Mirage.
Yeah, it looks like a very different team here from ClickTech, just with the addition of Dottie. Looking far more aggressive as well. We've seen them push quite a bit on CT side, which is often not a great idea, but they've been making it work really well.
That they have. ClickTech. I mean, their CT side was pretty shaky, or has been pretty shaky in general. It's the T sides that have been saving them, and well, with the CT side like that, you do wonder how they ended up losing so many CT rounds in the last map. But ClickTech at the moment, that kill gives him a lot more control. NJ, I don't think they know that he's snuck out here, so if he plays his cards right, he could be good for a kill or two. As Dotty now going to take that fight and win that fight fairly handily. And he's going to go for another one. He's going to spray it through the doors. Dotty is in no in no mood for any of Slade Method's disagreements here. And Raga, the last room player, he will get the bomb down on B. That's a bit of a surprise. ClickTech will not be too happy that they've actually allowed a bomb plant in this round, although the round is still almost certainly theirs.
Yeah, indeed, almost certainly won. Raga's still trying his best here. Probably not long for this world now. He's taking a bit of damage, and maybe not the best idea from Ketchupzilla to try fight him individually, but he does win that fight. Bit of BM coming out before they go for the defuse as well. Always good to see.
Yeah, I mean, might just be two players that know each other well, just getting each other back.
Yeah, getting up close and personal. But there we
Or
go,
some
another round.
E-beef.
Yeah, E-beef. Yeah, that could go down a very dark path as well, so we'll stop there. 9-2 at the moment. ClickTech in a very good position, yeah, and yeah, thanks to the bomb plant, there's somewhat of a buy for jail on shooting, but it's not going to be very good.
No, this is very much a bargain-based buy. Thrift Shop is making some money. Actually, ClickTech's lost a player, so we will have a pause at the end of this round. Gejimzilla, though, is going to bring it to even Stevens. Takes out Slade Method, and this stage, jail on shooting will be fairly disappointed with that. They've got a hero AK on two players. Not much utility to back it up, and I mean, Aries Bush is so keen on getting a kill, just gonna shoot through his own teammate.
Yep. It's his teammate's fault for getting in the way. That's how I always think of it. Stop running in front of me, prof.
If you say so.
So 4v4 situation, geez, he just threads the needle, shoots in between all of them, hits nothing and gets destroyed. Meanwhile, Floor Zero with the reply. Gejimzilla on a great angle here, coming in on the retake. He actually gets two. He probably shouldn't have been able to, but he does anyway. 23 HP on NJ, and he gets two, in fact. He could win this, but he's looking the wrong way. Dotty will find him, and that was one of the best chances so far for Jail on shooting, and unfortunately doesn't go their way, despite the fact that ClickTech had lost a player due to a connectivity issue.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just very, very weird. Why would you jump on the box in that situation? Like, where could he possibly be that you suspect the box is going to help you out at all, especially when you have such low HP?
Yeah, I would be inclined in that sort of situation to play close to the box, maybe even crouch, because you know the player's close, so you don't want him to jump shoot you. But hey, that's just me. I'm quite the fisherman, as you know. Passive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Especially in a 1v1. Like, you're low HP, why would you jump on top of the box?
Only if you know where he is. If you know he's at a
even
position
then, even then, like, I can't see why jumping on the box would be a good idea unless you know he's using an AWP to try and throw him off the angle, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was weird. Guess maybe just got caught up in the moment. Who knows? But nonetheless, we are waiting for a player to return again. It feels like the story of our lives at this point. Jeez, who would have thought African internet's more reliable than Southeastern European internet?
I mean, most people would say Africa has internet.
Yeah. Well, I guess that'd also be, you guys are African? Also being asked as well. Wait. Let's go to camera quick. We'll just confirm this for you. Yes, we are African. South African to be exact. Hello. So, waiting around here. Nothing happening just yet. Hopefully, we'll get the flare back. Oh, and as I say that, usually again we'd threaten a musical break, but we don't actually have control over the feed, so not able to do that.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5 players back. Juan Flattery has arrived.
He's back, and hello Sonic, good to see you in chat. How's it going, man? Intrepid admin. Haven't seen him on the last couple broadcasts, but he's pretty good, eh?
That he is.
And looks like we're just about to get going here. ClickTech in a very commanding position here. Half one rather emphatically Jailon shooting. They just need the last few to even have a chance here. And I don't know if they'll be able to do much with this buy. It's not a force. It's just a buy where they're trying to equalize the money so they can buy in the next round. So they've got some dangerous weapons here, but not really enough to potentially win a round unless ClickTech overstep. Or they land 1 digs. Or 4 digs, if that's the case. Lots of blasting away with those guns.
What? Slade Zilla absolutely murks Gedgen Zilla there. And all of a sudden, Jailon shooting are well within a chance of winning this round. Nikes does get 1 kill, but he's got an AWP in a retake against 2 players. That's a bit of a tricky one. Also, doesn't have a ton of utility to get him into position. He's going to swap out for a better weapon in the circumstances, but needs to be fought together. They cannot afford to give him 1 versus 1s at the moment, and Joda nearly giving that away. He's so blind. He's
got to be going down.
Nice. Yeah, there he goes down.
So as I said, there's no way that Jailon shooting is going to win the round unless ClickTech overstep, and they decided to rush them from short and just ran into those deagles and CZs. So not the best idea out of ClickTech, but I guess they don't really mind too much. It is 10-3, so probably feeling pretty good about themselves. No, they won't be feeling good about the economy though.
No, they will not. I was just about to say, ClickTech, I mean, could very well be on the wrong end of a couple of rounds here. As Jailon shooting well placed to pick up at the very least a 4th, maybe even a 5th if they could get enough out of this round. Floor 0, the next one up, and he's going to continue the tradition of being fantastic with a scout that is ClickTech.
Jeez, they're just tapping away at them, yeah, and doing some big damage. Rugger, man who needs to find the kill, and he's not finding it quickly enough. I think they're stalling out here. This could be hugely dangerous for them. And Floor 0, he's doing big damage. Next, also getting a kill as well. Finally, the reply is coming in from the Ds, but they are running out of HP. And somehow ENG gets that kill. I don't think he should have been able to.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, like the 6th round of the spray that eventually gets the kill? Dotty trying to get the Kaylee off. It's not working at the moment. And he's going to be punished this time as Aries push shoots him in the face.
Wow, that was some breathless stuff. Jailon shooting, nearly losing that against a less than ideal buy. It seems to be a tradition between these two teams to lose the force fires just about.
3 scouts for ClickTech.
Oh, jeez. 3 scouts, but we know what they can do at Floor 0. Come on, that is just crazy. Why? How? Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, Raga's going to be very, very upset. Jailon shooting does get 2 kills to turn it around, but I mean, the scouts have been talk of the town in these last couple of rounds here. Joda does get himself a kill and is protected from another one by Aries push. Leaves it all on Neeks, and I don't believe him long for this world, and he's not. ClickTech ends their streak of rounds 10-5.
The headshots that just keep coming in, eh? Just crazy.
Nutty scout players. Nutty scout players.
I don't know how to deal with that, really. My mind is blown, much like the minds that have been hit by those headshots. Floor 0 and Gedgen Zilla just doing so much wreckage with scouts in that particular half.
Well, I mean, Dotty got in on the action as well.
Yep. Well, let's see what action comes out here in the pistol round. This is, of course, the second map of this best of 3 series. Only best of 3 for tonight. ClickTech versus Jailon shooting. ClickTech chasing the game off, losing the first one, but they're intent to win this. Yeah, the trade coming in from them. Looking for a bit more as well on this T side, and they are in a good lead as well. Pushing towards mid, and Raga and Co. They need to rebuff this. Raga's under a lot of pressure, but he does have a teammate to help him before he goes down. Joda's just dropping all of them.
Yeah, Joda doing huge work, and this allows he and Aries push to now get aggressive towards the B side. They picked up a kit on the way, buying themselves a little bit of extra time, and Floor 0 tries to take the fight. He needed to do that in the 1v2. It's not going to work out, and Aries push will complete the mini comeback from Jailon shooting at the moment as they pick up the second pistol.
Yeah. I think Floor 0 needed a scout at that point, based on how things have gone. So, 10-6. As you said, Jailon shooting with the mini comeback, putting themselves in the position that they could maybe get a few rounds here. And for ClickTech, thanks to the bomb plant, they're not going to fully force just some upgraded pistols. Big aggression out of ENG. Wildest spray possibly ever. Doesn't kill anything. until he turns his attention towards low with 3 bullets in the chamber. Well, in the magazine anyway. There was only 1 in the chamber. But anyway, they are getting knocked over here. Darty getting 1. That's probably all they're going to get, and that's going to be the case. 10-7. We'll see the AKs coming out in this particular round. But Jailon Shooting making the gap between themselves and ClickTech just that little bit closer.
Yeah, and I mean, given how strong Jailon Shooting's CT was in relation to ClickTech's, might be a bit of a worrying situation for ClickTech on this map. I mean, it is traditionally a T-favorite map, but I don't think that's a permanent solution there, as NJ will get the kill.
It's massively
on
aggressive.
Interesting one. Nix is eventually going to bring down NJ. Give him a little bit of time. But ClickTech does spot the player who is now trapped in low, as that will be Raga. He's done some huge work, but he doesn't really have the weaponry to contest with AKs at close range, so we need to play a little bit more cleverly here, as Juan Flattery has jumped down. Does he spot the play? He's spouted his backside. Raga somehow wins the duel and is able to upgrade to an AK. He might get himself out of trouble here as well. He is indeed going to be able to jump through the doors. Jailon Shooting constantly getting a couple of players, I mean, out of prison would be the easiest way to say it, but ClickTech will be so frustrated that these rounds are going against them in this fashion.
Jeez, yeah, this is not really going according to plan for ClickTech so far in this particular round, or this half for that matter. And there's Aries Push getting himself a kill as well, doing the old Aries Push that he does. Always so aggressive on CT and usually very successful. The aggression from Jailon Shooting's been quite a factor here. Could catch them off, but so far not going to. There's a very nice crossfire, but Floor0 somehow destroying the crossfire before getting destroyed himself, but he nearly made it work. If he got that last kill, I would have fallen over backwards in my chair.
Yeah, that was mental. 2 fantastic shots towards the A side, just not able to do the 180 and get the kill. Slade Method, who has been Jailon Shooting's best player by some distance on this map, so well timed there by Jailon Shooting to make certain that they have all of their players fighting at once and all fighting in the same area. The crossfires do end up costing them, and NJ, his aggression's costing him here, as Aries Push forced to douse the flames that ClickTech has lit at the moment, and he's going to get himself a second one here. ClickTech not really well stacked on this round in terms of the weaponry and utility, so Jailon Shooting at this stage with that 3 versus 4 well in control of their fates.
You can see Aries Push deciding nobody is getting that weapon ever, basically.
Yeah.
Oh. Trying his best and eating a nade. Somehow getting a kill though. One Flattery.
Are we going to see a force by loss?
Oh, I hope not. Let's see what they can do. Those Deagles blatting away, and they don't really have the utility necessarily to force that Deagle out, but there's the kill at least coming in. It is it's a rotation to shorts, actually. I think they're going B now.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually going to be a flank. That ended up just being a full B rotation when they lost the player at the car. So, ClickTech picking themselves up some weaponry on the way towards the B site. Floor0, how close is he? Does Raga take the chance? The flash is probably going to save Floor0 there. He does have that CZ at close range and 100 HP, so this is still a dangerous situation for Jailon Shooting here. Raga is going to need a little bit of assistance. Aries Push is now in position. Do they take the fight together? They don't, as Floor0 is able to get the first. Aries Push now needs to make certain that he hits the shot onto CZ.
CZ running out of bullets, but it's still got enough to bite, and it's going to bite in the ultimate way. The kill coming in, and another force by win. This just keeps happening. ClickTech getting it this time. And for Jailon Shooting, well, they're in jail at the moment. They don't have much money, and they're forcing. Or are they? One player forced. 2 players forced, and the other 3 have money. I'm not so sure about that.
Possibly some miscommunication here, as ClickTech goes barreling out long. The good old A long rush. Everybody knows it. One of the hardest things to stop in the game if you don't have the proper utility and spawns.
Lots of utility flying in here from long. To hopefully flush anybody out that might be there towards the car, but not finding any resistance. They must be wondering what's going on at this point. But you You can see the short push coming in there. They didn't get any information really or find anyone. So back they come, do the CTs. And they're waiting for these players. The kills for next. The spray transfer, that works so beautifully. Dotty there for the backup as well. Only 2 left alive here for Jail on shooting. Make that 1. That's the round.
Yeah. Jail on shooting. Giving up round. Didn't really have much chance. And they're going to have to give up the 13th here. No point in buying. They need to make certain that they have everything required to actually go deep into this map. Because at the moment, ClickTech well on course for taking us to map 3, which will be Train.
Yeah, ClickTech well placed and against a very, very broken VII here. Going in towards long and doing some damage there, and in fact a kill there for Joda. Meanwhile, trying to make that entry onto the B-bomb side. 4-0 in the middle, getting a kill in addition to Dotty's kill on B, and that's pretty much the B side open. So for Joda and Co, I was going to say maybe they need to hang on to the weapon, and it is only going to be Joda. The Co is gone.
Yeah, Co-pilot, Co-caster. I don't know, is co-idiot a viable conjunction?
If you're talking about Penguin, I think so.
Penguin's an idiot all to himself, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't need any co.
We're being a bit facetious here, but I think facetious about that peak. Knows where he is, takes him down. Gedgemzilla looking good in this game overall. 22 kills, 13 deaths. He is certainly turning things on. Now we will see the buy from Jail on shooting double AWP, in fact. Probably their last chance in this game. Well, this map anyway, shall I say. We're going to go to the 3rd if they don't win this one.
Yeah. So, Jail on shooting have looked very, very flat on this map, to be fair. Some damage dealt, but in general, ClickTech has always just seemed to have a better handle on the map, which is interesting because Jail on shooting chose to actually play this map second. ClickTech did not pick this map when given the chance. So ClickTech clearly a better team on this map than Jail on shooting, despite Jail on shooting ostensibly being more favored on this map.
It was nice to get a kill there despite being flushed out. So it is going to be a retake. They're playing a retake on A, which is actually a fairly standard way to play it. It is one of the sites in the game that you can go for it. And one Flattery, he doesn't want to give them any chance at an Ares push. Peeks straight into the AWP scope. There's a kill coming in for Slade. It's going to be traded. And another for Slade, in fact. So now they know they were in a 2v1 versus a player with an AWP. Just got to go together, but they're going one at a time. Why are they doing this? Helping one Flattery here. And this is so close. He's trying his best, the Slade method, and his best is good enough. He does fantastic work in the round. Triple kill and keeps his team in the game.
That he does. He's going to recover that AWP as well. So Jail on shooting, it's very, very expensive round for them to win. It might actually be more of a problem for them winning this round than had they lost it. Either way, Jail on shooting get themselves a 9th, keep ClickTech for a couple of rounds at the very least away from that 15th. And life just got harder. You're now on FAMASs instead of M4s, and ClickTech back on the AKs. Oh, some nice plays there. Raga, he's going to line it all up. He gets 1, he gets 2, he does not get a 3rd. Unfortunately, Floor0 does eventually bring him to ground. As ClickTech 13-9 up and in a fantastic retake position. Slade method for once just completely fluffs his spray.
That's so bad.
And Gedgemzilla able to get himself out of trouble. Ares push desperately wants to be going through the window here. He's not going to be able to get through unspotted. And Joda goes down with him. Fight's going down through a tiny little gap in the wall, but it's not going to count at the end of the day. Floor0 cleans up the final kill. And ClickTech, well, I mean, they've all but won this map now.
That maybe shows a bit of inexperience from Jail on shooting, because at the point that they lost the second player on the retake, it should have been a safe call there. Now they've got nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunate for them, 14-9, ClickTech in a really good position to close this out, and they're going to be, I was going to say rushing into the B side, but there's a smoke to deny them. Often teams would just go straight through that. Oof, long range there, you almost felt like the Deagler might have it, but NJ, I think his aggressive pushes haven't really worked out that much for him on the CT side this time around.
No, they clearly haven't. Jail on shooting, I mean, a lot of what they've tried on this map hasn't worked out for them, as ClickTech just seem to be able to read them a lot easier, and yeah. I mean, not only are they reading Gaylon Shooting's setups a lot better, they're also just hitting a lot better shots at this point. Slade Method, the only player who's really done a lot of work. NJ and Joda have had their shining moments, but Aries, Push, and Draga, the two best players on the first map, I mean, largely missing.
Very much so. Why? Not going to work out so far. NJ with the scout lands a shot, but not a headshot. Tapping away is next. Not going to work out for him though. Maybe the AK will be recovered here as well. But I don't know if it's going to be enough necessarily. Is of course the last round potentially 3v3 situation as the bomb goes down. There's no kits available for Jailon Shooting. And that's not going to help one Flattery with a very big kill there. Aries Push has got all the work to do. He's the only one with a gun here.
And he might get spotted around the edge of that smoke.
Oh, he's definitely going to go down now, though, as soon as the audio cues come in, and that should be it. Rager gets one, but that's all he's going to get. 16-9 Click Tech with an emphatic reply on map 2. And it looks like we're going to map 3. Train it will be, and that will be happening pretty shortly.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a different map. These last two have been fairly heavy aim-based, and Train a lot more tactical than Dust 2 or Mirage. So it's an interesting change of styles that we're going to be seeing here, and we'll see who adapts the quickest, because I don't think KT will be very upset with how they won that last round. And I mean, Jailon Shooting will not be too pleased with how they lost it. So at this stage, it's even Stevens going into map 3, although ClickTick does carry a lot of momentum.
Yeah, apparently according to Skype, you have an internet connection problem. It's actually showing on the camera. Apologies for that, guys. I don't know why Skype has decided to do that. But hey, there we are.
My internet is terrible at the moment. I don't know what's up with the problem.
Yeah, well, I think internet connection problem would be a good name for you in game. But meanwhile, my internet's fine, so the stream continues, and we will be going to a break. We'll see you guys in a few minutes for Train. It does appear as if we are back. Can you hear me, Mr. Prof?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. So we are just about underway here. Knife round. It's ESL SEC Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. And this is map 3 of this particular encounter. The only best of 3 that we're doing tonight. Tomorrow we'll be doing 2. Saturday we'll be doing 2 as well. Both these teams level at 1-all. I think whoever wins this particular knife round is going to be feeling pretty good about staying CT.
Yeah, that's almost always the case. On train, you don't want to go anywhere other than CT if you win the decision. And I mean, unless you're a truly crazy team.
Yeah, there are some of those out there, so we won't discount the possibility, of course. But in the meantime, why are we on a pause?
Nip. I have no idea. I mean, just talking quickly about the decision there, when you always had, what was it, I think Ninjas in Pajamas, back when they were like truly gods of the game. They had that whole thing of they liked starting on T side because it allowed you to warm up, so that by the time you're hitting CT side, like you were fully in the zone. And because of the fact that CT side is a bit more skill based, if you're already feeling it, then it allows you to just blow out games.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that philosophy. I was in a team in the past that also thought like that as well, and I'm not sure I always agreed with the start T side thing, but it seemed to work for us as well. But general conventional wisdom on a map like Train is you want CT because it's generally heavily favored, so that's where you're going to put yourself most of the time. But yeah, there are those strange teams, usually involving Exist somehow.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. I mean, apparently you should never pick, what is it, Cash against him? Funny how that works out.
Well, let's see what Fnatic pick these days. I guess that'll tell us whether it really was Exist that it was nuts, or it's the rest of the NIP players.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. I don't know why we're paused. Do apologize for the delay. I don't know if it is a delay. Don't know what's going on. No information yet, so we'll just patiently wait, I guess, for them to get going.
Server, what? Okay, no. Server was changed earlier because of high ping, but that was 4 minutes ago. So I don't know what's gone on.
Yeah, let's hope nothing's gone too wrong. Yeah, of course, we don't want to be delayed too much. We want to get this game underway. So, ClickTech versus Jail on shooting. And in this particular match, of course, you can see the scores at the top there. 16-9 on Dust to 16-11 on Mirage to Jail on shooting. So, the things haven't been exactly that close on the map encounters. But, you know, obviously the score is level at 1-all. What should we expect on Train, do you think?
On Train, I mean, CT sides, apart from ClickTech's appearance, or ClickTech showing on Dust 2, have generally been decent rather than great, I'd say. So I do feel that the T sides could get something done. Certainly they do have a lot of aimers. It just remains to be seen. Jail on shooting, their T side on Mirage looked good. T side on Dust 2 looked absolutely shambolic at times. So does that count against them? We haven't really seen ClickTech. They looked good. Their T side looks good on Mirage. Certainly did look through the qualifiers, but doesn't really work on Train. Train is a much more tactical map than either of these teams have really played. I will say though that Jail on shooting did play Train during their qualification. Their final match was against Dream Theater in qualifier 4, and they won that 16-2 on Train. So they certainly have pedigree on it. But I don't know how good Dream Theater are. That's the only problem. You know, it's useless me saying, "Oh, they thumped this team on X map," but if that team is of no relevance, then who knows? So, Jail on shooting, we've seen them on Train. They won on Train. ClickTech hasn't been seen on Train, so we don't know what it's like.
Indeed. Well, we're just about to find out. ESL SEC Season 7, the third map tonight of the only match tonight. ClickTech versus Jail on shooting. CT side here for ClickTech. That's where you want to be on this map, traditionally speaking. See if they can open things up against the Jail on shooting side that seems to be pretty intense on B here.
Yeah, Jail on shooting really are Looking to just thunder their way down the ramp and take a fight at range with the Glock. That's an interesting decision. Very, very slow, and it allows Dotty and Floor0 to do some huge damage at range. They still aren't down the ramp, and they've now lost control of the bomb. What an absolute disaster for Jalen shooting here. Just couldn't make the things happen fast enough. Jalen Slade method does get a kill. Leaves it all up to Joda now in a 1 versus 3. This is not an easy one to retake. He doesn't have control of the bomb. It's going to be a difficult one. He starts things off with a perfect shot there, but Juan Flatru has already gotten a better angle and Joda goes down.
And that will be that. Yes, again, ClickTech with a great round there in the pistol, and they've made a habit of winning these pistols.
Yeah. ClickTech has won 3 of the 4 pistols. Actually, no. Pistols have actually been pretty even. They've won 3 of 5.
3 of 5.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's at least somewhat right that they were.
Yeah.
Oh. Kind of want Gedgemzilla or Floor0 to have that scout base and headshots we saw in the previous one. Talking about headshots, NJ trying his very level best there, but not working out so far. Scout also blasting away, does get the kill eventually in the form of the body shot. So the buy here from Gel on shooting not really accomplishing too much.
Yeah, well, it'll get a kill. Yeah, it'll get a kill there. But they're gonna keep trading out kills here, down to a 2 versus 3, so it certainly is possible, and now it's certainly not possible. Gedgemzilla gets the last kill. Aries push leaves Slade method last remaining play. He does have a deagle, so in the wildest dreams and craziest nightmares of Jailon shooting and ClickTech respectively, this is a possibility, but possibility is not probability, as Slade method is eventually brought to ground.
Yeah, tucked in very neatly there, and that will be that for them. Oh, for some reason my stream keeps lagging slightly behind yours. I don't know why that is. But anyway, hopefully it sorts itself out eventually. So 2-0, ClickTech with a pretty clean start. Gel and shooting got nothing really to work with except some upgraded pistols, so that should be that. The round hasn't even started, but I don't see how they're going to do this against these rifles. Of course, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I do guess you could be wrong.
I don't feel like I'm wrong at the moment, though. He gets the bomb, does Floor0. And there's the kills flying in. Not really favoring the T's at all yet, and it's going to be that. So Dotty and Gedgemzilla are rounding it out very easily there. Floor0 the double kill as well. Not worth saying too much about that. What will be worth saying a lot about, of course, is the buy round here. The AWP comes out in the hands of Raga, and we've also got Nakes with the AWP as well.
Yeah, so ClickTech at this point, a lot more utility than Jalen shooting does. Jalen shooting looking to just throw what appears to be a fake on the outside area, and Joda and Aries push deliver themselves rather kindly into the waiting arms of Dotty. And Juan Flatru is just like that. Seems like Jalen shooting are getting thumped.
Slaughtered, seemingly. Things are not working out for them at all. Kind of feels like more of the same of what we saw in Dust 2. And I guess the one thing that we do need to remember is on Mirage, Dotty wasn't playing. They had a sub, so maybe that figures into things again. It's not consistent with what we saw in the qualifier though, where ClickTech tended to show no CT side whatsoever. So interesting to see that they had that on Dust 2. And there's a nice trade at least. But will it bear out? B-bomb side is where they're going. The rotation's coming in. They've been allowed some space here, so things are possible for them certainly.
Yeah, the biggest worry is that they don't actually have armor as Aries push gets killed off by that headshot there. And Nikes continue to do damage. Rega gets up close. He's got a couple of players low HP, and they will clean up another 2. Raga and NJ combining there, but at the end of the day, 2 players are alive for ClickTech, and that's more than enough to win them the round. So it's expensive, but it's still a win.
A win is win, and you'll take it however it comes. Of course, it does hurt the economy a bit, but they won't care too much. 5-0 here, CT side reigning supreme so far. Jailon shooting with another buy, of course, so let's see if they are able to do some damage. Actually, quite a bit of money on Aries push. He's got like 5,700, which seems rather odd, but it's there.
He did spend quite a bit of it to get the AK though. I think he was on like 5-7 and then bought a bit. Maybe it's just a GoTV glitch that he's not buying it correctly.
Very possibly, and again, all grouped up here towards the B bomb site, and that means that the information coming from A is going to possibly cause some rotation. NJ being allowed quite a bit of space here and drop, which we've seen contested quite often from ClickTech so far in this still relatively young map.
Yeah, 5-0 at the moment is still everything to play for, as Floor Zero almost meets his death before Auto Director shows us something else.
Yeah, we needed to see that flash. It was very, very important. All good though.
ClickTech's not getting very aggressive on their CT side though, which is interesting. Usually you'd have somebody at the very least trying to push Ivy by now, or maybe just, you know, push deep down on train towards the T connector or Pop Dog. Either way, it does allow Jaylon Shooting to get a couple of plays in, but the rotations are also fast. ClickTech is here in force. Jaylon Shooting, well, I mean, they need to get themselves out of trouble, and the best way to do that is to fight. They are going to get caught jumping into the smoke as Aries push. He gets brought down by Gedgemzilla. This leaves a 2 versus, never mind, a 4 versus 1, and that'll be that. 4 versus none. Flatru completes the double, and ClickTech completes the 6th.
Yeah, very easy from them there. The use of utility, of course, the molly coming in to force off the planter. That's why he jumped across into the smoke there wildly, because he was roasting. Feeling the heat. I think Jaylon Shooting in general feeling the heat now with that scoreline.
Yeah, once again, a couple of the players just not really doing much at this point. 7 rounds in, you'd expect a couple more kills than just 2 and 3 on Aries push and Slade method. So a bit worrying here for Jaylon Shooting and their fans. ClickTech are getting aggressive now, and they're seeming to win just about every fight presented to them. Slade method, cheeky angle, does count him to the good as he brings down Nalex though. And Floor Zero pushing through the smoke will eventually get the kill on NJ with some help. Joda gets a kill but immediately traded out. Now it's all up to Aries push and Slade method.
Aries pushing a pretty good position here. He could get caught off and doesn't quite manage to do all that much, unfortunately. Floor Zero finding him there. Dotty also accounting for 1. And overall it just feels like Jaylon Shooting coming close repeatedly but not quite close enough.
They've gotten what, 2 plants so far?
Yeah, I
think it's 2 plants.
It's really not been what we saw out of them on map 1. So definitely gonna have to pull up the socks. Still plenty of time. It's only around 8, but so far the signs have not been encouraging for them. However, ClickTech showing some rather encouraging signs overall. Buy round again, and next reigning supreme and 1 Flatru also catching NJ there. They are just bodying them at this stage.
Yeah, ClickTech, I mean, they're not getting super aggressive. So really only the true aggressions come at B, but on A side, it's just this lockdown CT side at the moment that Jaylon Shooting either doesn't know how to get past or is just incapable of doing so, because at the moment it doesn't feel like they're even getting close to getting bomb plants down to Floor Zero, to crisp, as you like, headshots. Jaylon Shooting will try and fight their way to safety and to some level of, well, I don't know what you'd do at the moment. Certainly isn't pride, because Joda is about to go down. He's going to do some damage, and then Gedgemzilla pins him to a wall.
Very, very likely could have gotten 3 there, 5 HP on next, but it's still not going to be enough. 12-3 on the KD there for Floor Zero. He's reigning supreme here and having a good time of it overall. Jaylon Shooting, on the other hand, not having anything really going their way so far. On a buy again, but limited on the utility and the weaponry. Yeah, they need a miracle right now,
to say the least, and it's not looking great, I must be honest. Jaylon Shooting don't really seem to have much of an idea of how to play Train, given their rather ineffectual pushes at times, and they don't really seem to use utility very well. Raga does get a kill onto Quan Flattery. He's going to get a double onto Floor Zero, and this might be the method into the game. Slade method now chiming in. Do they have anything left in the tank? Does ClickTech? They're going to get the first one. They're going to drop it immediately. Gedgemzilla, last remaining player. He's going to jump straight into an awfully quick AWP shot from Raga, and that will Gedgemzilla going down, as is ClickTech's perfect streak.
Yeah, I said they needed a miracle, and well, the miracle entries coming in, just catching everybody off there. Finally, something going right.
Finally, indeed. I mean, that was with Galils that they got those kills. So can they do more with their AKs? They certainly need to try. Big Tech, this aggression from Nikes again with the AWP. It's worked out once or twice. But this time he's not going to be challenged. Floor Zero starts things off perfectly well. And Dotty, is he going to take a pot shot through the smoke? He's going to do one better. He's going to get a kill through the edge of the smoke against Joda. Floor Zero helping out his buddy at close range now as well. Dotty does eventually go down, but it's done huge damage. And Raga gets caught out by Floor Zero. Click Tech straight back to winning ways after dropping one round to jail on shooting.
Yeah. A very, very short turnaround there for jail on shooting. Get themselves the one, and that was pretty much all. Still plenty of rounds here to go, but in saying plenty, I'm being rather generous. It's actually things are running out here for jail on shooting. You probably need 5 on train to feel relatively comfortable. At the moment, 5 feels a very, very long way away. What? Okay. How did he get that kill? Or shall I say, how did Floor Zero not get those kills?
Yeah, you had one player dead to rights and just fluffed it so hard.
Oh,
very confusing.
Never good when that happens to you. Of course, always appreciated when it's when you're on the other side of it. And there's a kill coming in for Slade Method. That's going to help them out to get in towards this bomb site. Long range. Wreckage just destroying him with the CC. That seems reasonable. Slade Method, of course, checking the site. So often players will leave that coils... shall I say, spools area just open and not check it. The check is good. It's going to mean a round win for them. NJ gets the last one on Gedgemzilla, and there's the reply. Pretty quick reply, and actually leaves the economy fairly negative for ClickTech.
Yeah, Dotty in some real problems, but the rest of the team not looking too unhealthy at this stage. They could probably get a full buyout. They're actually going to save just to make certain that they keep the money relatively even. Alright, I mean, 9-2 up, they obviously feel that they're safe. They're going to allow jail on shooting to get a couple of rounds. So, I mean, can jail on shooting take the advantage though? They're going to get a couple of kills to start off well, and it looks like they should be well placed to save this round.
Floor Zero, the crisp as you like headshots coming in from him. He's been on point tonight. Not able to get too much more. 4v2 situation. There are CZs alive, so they're always dangerous. But Aries push on hand to stop any kind of aggression coming out there. So all on Nex. Poor old Nex. Still getting himself some work done. Can he get more done? Aries pushing him. And pushing him to the floor. 9-3. ClickTech. Still in a pretty handy lead, but actually in danger potentially here of giving up enough rounds that jail on shooting have a chance. If they get 5 or 6, they'd be feeling pretty happy after the start they had.
Yeah, I mean, what was 8-0? So that definitely, I mean, 5 rounds for jail on shooting would be a massive win given the early struggles that they've had. Dotty still not really able to buy here, and Floor Zero starts things off perfectly for ClickTech.
Yeah, great start. The AWP going down as well. There's double AWPs on T side, which isn't unusual in ESL SEC, and there's the reply from the second of those double AWPs that's still alive on the D side. They got doubles on CT also, so those could be dangerous. And Aries push, I think he heard an audio cue there, and he's going to push based off it. The kill's going to the good of the terrorists here. And that was maybe a bit too much of a risk from the CT side to be that close and to make that much noise.
Yeah, Raga cleaning up the back lines as Floor Zero goes down, leaves Gedgemzilla in a rather uncomfortable situation. The bomb does go down, but he's taken some damage. He doesn't know where the second player is. He hopes he's close.
TZV stuck it. He had it. He didn't know that, of course.
Did he?
Both of the players were far enough away. So still fighting the issue here, and Gedgemzilla, I was going to say, could win it, possibly, but Raga taking the right sort of angle. But yeah, Raga was the player with the Molotov, and he was in CT, so it wouldn't have been able to come down quickly enough to force Gedgemzilla off the bomb if he decided to stick it, but of course he didn't know that there wasn't somebody up at the top.
Yeah.
Poor
Had
fella.
to gamble, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunate, but not unfortunate for jail on shooting or their supporters. NJ returns the favor from the last round. He now pins next to the wall. Dotty trying to get ultra aggressive here up close. He's got that P250. It does some damage. NJ goes down. Floor Zero trading out is Gedgemzilla, and all of a sudden jail on shooting not looking so hot in this round. Down to a 2 versus 2, and now a 2 versus 1 as Raga just calms things down for a bit.
Floor Zero also facing a really long angle here with the Deagle. He'd have to hit some insane shots to do anything, and the AWP is going to clip him. It's not going to kill him. Possibly a weak throw from Raga there. You need to put your arm into it a bit more.
Yeah.
Yo.
Swaps to the AK, picks up the last kill.
Yeah, rounds it out nicely. 9-5. Click Tech still in the lead. Jail on shooting, finally in the position that they're in this game, because it looked for the longest time like they might only end up with 1 or 2 rounds. Quite an important round, yeah. 10-5, certainly better for Click Tech than 9-6, of course. And for Jail on shooting, if they hit that 6, that's almost like a half win for them, considering the way they started.
Yeah, they would be very, very happy with how they ended the first half. I mean, regardless of whether they lose this round, getting 5 after being 8-0 down.
Ooh.
Is nothing to be sniffed at. Floor Zero started off well though. NJ goes down and Click Tech have opened their account on the round.
Gejim's also getting himself one as well before being traded off there. B-bomb side in the hands here of Jail on shooting. Unfortunately, the order director kind of doesn't seem to want us to see it, but it's okay. We'll get there eventually, I hope. Unless we're stuck on this player. We've had that issue a couple times in the qualifiers. Okay, there we go. It is still working. I was worried there. Slade Method not worried though, bringing it back into a 3v3.
Yeah, and one flat true immediately returning the favor. Raga though, that shot needed to be hit D if you wanted to win this round. Makes your life very, very difficult now with the bomb planted. You are running out of time. They do not have a kit. Click Tech.
Oh, how did he hit that? That was just crazy. And he gets another Raga. Fantastic work from the player individually, closing it out. Superb in the round. Triple kill. And that's Jail on shooting firmly back in this game.
Yeah, what an ending to that first half there by Click Tech. Sorry, by Jail on shooting, turning things around massively at the end to finally claw themselves back into this game with a chance, and some huge plays there with Raga just going ultra ham on that AWP.
Indeed, ultra ham. ultra ham. Don't even know how to put it. Slade Method, though, looking to put some headshots on his opponents, but he's taken one already, and he gets 2. In fact, 1, sorry, reverse. Got another. Just wrecking me with how fast everything's happening. Joda also coming and getting 2 as well. That was just a crazy round there from Jail on shooting. CT side, they're saying this is our map, and wow, after the start they had, how terrible it was. What a turnaround.
Yeah, they're on quite a streak themselves. At the moment, it is 6 rounds in a row that they have won. Click Tech hasn't won a round since they broke Jail on shooting's money, so it's become a real problem now for Click Tech if they can't control their T side. As we said, their T side on on Mirage was not great given the circumstances, and they're going to really need to improve it, especially on an incredibly difficult T side map like Rain if they hope to win this first series of the tournament.
A lot of emphasis towards Ivy coming out there from Jail on shooting, and well, they're shooting them and doing a pretty good job of it as well. The CT side looking fairly solid. Of course, it's still early days and they are against a fairly weak force buy, but still doubling up correctly, doing some smart stuff, taking the right sorts of battles, and again, a very big turnaround from what we were seeing on their own T side. They came good at the end though, so can't really complain. Slade Method with a double kill.
I mean, the most important thing here for Jail on shooting is they're just not losing players, and that allows them to have a pretty extensive bank account by the end of this round. So long as, I mean, they'll get through this round. There's only Glocks, so unless one player gets rushed down, they should be doing pretty well. Raga will definitely be looking to farm kills though.
Yeah, get some money in the bank, of course. Out they go, taking a lot of damage. And these 2 players towards E-Box going to be under a lot of pressure. Might even go down. But NJ the man to help his teammate out and make sure that Raga lives. Oh, and getting a little bit overzealous there is NJ, as it turns out, but it's not going to matter too much. Only losing a single player. They're not going to worry too much about that. Still helps to build the economy. Click Tech, Jail on shooting 9 all, and I don't think we would have thought that just 20 minutes ago.
Definitely would not have. Click Tech has somewhat fallen apart since their 8-0 streak, and Jail on shooting has built up their own 8-0 streak. So can Jail on shooting go one better, or can Click Tech finally crack the winning record of Jail on shooting?
Yeah, they're going to need to do something. So we saw a very brief pause, but back into the game again. AKs versus the rifles, including the AWP on jail and shooting. Of course, they got the two FAMASs as well, but plenty of utility to back those weapons up. ClickTech with an opportunity now. Still might take 2 round wins though to make it stick though.
Yeah, quite likely Jalen Shooting does have a ton of money. Dotty and Nex though, starting things off fantastically. Nex.
How? Come on. Jeez.
Okay.
Dotty going crazy.
Yeah. ClickTech turn on the afterburners, reminiscent of their Mirage T side, and Jalen Shooting sort of just left wondering, what just happened?
What? Jeez. Dotty is apparently quite a young player as well, a 15-year-old Swedish player. So still got a lot of time left in his career, one would think, if he sticks with it. But looking pretty good with those entries and Nex as well. That second kill was just how he got that. He was dead to rights. There's no way he should have lived through that.
Definitely should not have lived through that, but he and Dotty count for 4 of the 4 kills on the round, so you can't complain too much at the moment. ClickTech looking very, very solid with that round behind them. And first step to the breaking of the Jalon Shooting money.
They're going to be trying, but there's still money there for Jalon Shooting to buy double AWPs still, so... triple AWP.
Triple AWP, okay. Reminiscent of Bravado.
A little bit. Not so sure that's a good idea against a team that will tend to move as quickly as ClickTech. If you lose a bomb site, it's probably gone.
There's no retakes in this situation.
And also, if you miss a shot, there's no second chance that they rush you down.
Yeah, there are no recoveries in this situation. You either hit your shots or you're done.
Yeah, so the triple AWP still lives. They haven't exposed it yet. ClickTech know there's at least 1 on the board, but they're not going to necessarily expect 3.
Oh, certainly not. Smoke comes through. Pretty default B execute, and NJ gets a kill to start things off. That'll be Nax. That'll slow things down. Are they aware of the player pushing up the alleyway? That's a very, very dangerous position here. As Dotty does get his first kill. That'll give away his presence. The rest of the team is just going to run and jump through smoke. I'm very confused why Raga decided that was a good idea. Slade method, playing ultra passive, and it does result in a pretty important kill, getting rid of Dotty from the back lines.
Oh, shooting his own teammate. That is an unfortunate set of circumstances there. Aries Push still winning the battle nonetheless. 2v2 situation, but it's 2 AWPs that are alive. Somehow they're making this work. They do have a kit available, but Flatru, 1 Flatru to be exact, well, he's going to get 1 kill, and that's going to deny the entire round. And there we go, the CT side losing 2 in a row, and that should be the economy broken. 1 Flatru and ClickTech now in a really good position.
Yeah, fantastic for ClickTech. And well played by Juan Flatru there. Knew that he had to get the kill before that smoke went down. Jalon Shooting just not really in the kind of positions to actually help each other out there. Very confused why Slade Methods decided to stand so far back.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know why they went that route, but again, I guess it comes to the root cause. Triple AWPs, not a good idea.
No, not at all. And it must also be said that Aries Push has been poor since his Mirage performance. Raga's also kind of disappeared on the second map, but has I mean, he's returned, maybe just skipped a stop on the Jalon Shooting train. He's back now on train. But Slade Method, the hero from Dust 2, has gone missing, so Jalon Shooting just really can't seem to get their players going.
Yeah, when you rely on individual performance as much as they do, if they don't show up, well, you maybe got a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can turn it around. Unfortunately, do you think it's a tech pause again?
I don't actually know. Let's just have a look quickly. Maybe the admins can give us an update. We have nothing. No indication of where it was.
Okay, well, no worries. I'm sure it'll become apparent or get going soon.
The match is apparently live, so I'm confused. No idea. No idea.
Yeah, not going to matter too much though, but we do see the full buy there for Gel on shooting. Not the very greatest of buys, but it's enough to do some damage, I think.
Yeah.
And with the AWP alive as well, you'd bank on Raga based on his performances so far tonight that he should be able to do some damage. It's just do Gel on shooting.
He needs.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say like he's gonna do damage. I mean, I think he needs a Robin to his Batman at the moment.
Yeah, certainly. Absolutely does have to. So 11-9 still the score. And we got some drawing going on, yeah? Don't worry, it's not us. Be one of our intrepid admins. So let's see what we're able to do when we finally get going, because of course we don't really know what the pauses are like. Could be tactical, could be technical, but I imagine with it being as long as it has been, it's got to be some kind of technical issue.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree there.
Sounds like ready up's going. So okay, there we go. Back we go. So that wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. And I guess you could say that about the the T side of Jail on shooting. Could have been worse.
Yeah, could have been worse. ClickTech, I think, giving away a lot of rounds there that they really shouldn't have. Raga, it's got some good movement, must be said. Really is pretty nifty at the bunny hops, especially useful for an AWPer.
Getting aggressive as well. And they're aware of this player towards Olaf. Should be Slade Method taking him down, and he does indeed. So that's next out of the picture. Meanwhile, B bomb side is where they're going. But they're denied by the smoke. I think they're expecting to maybe get aggressive there and stopped in their tracks. The force field.
Well, it's not going to hold them for long as lots of utility comes through. Joda's actually been burnt into a dodgy position. And Floor Zero is able to take the kill. Slademeth trying to fight at range. They get the first one. Not able to get anything more at the moment as ClickTech gets himself into a 3-on-3 retake situation.
Nice flash there as well, catching Slade Method, and that actually allowed one flat through to cross here towards Connector. He might be able to catch them all, but NJ almost gets him there, but almost is not quite good enough. Double kill for one flat through, and it's all on Raga with the AWP. And that's not going to be the ideal weapon in this particular scenario. So ClickTech extending things here, 12-9. And we've lost another player again. Oh,
yes, we have.
Oh my goodness.
Pause gaming.
Seems so. So looking at the individual scores, of course, you're mentioning Rug as the man there for Gel on shooting. Is Floor Zero the difference maker, do you think, for ClickTech?
I think he's a very important part. Like, he hasn't been dominant on any of the maps, really. He's been good to great, but he's never been like the true dominant player on his team. So it does feel like ClickTech is a little bit more cohesive in terms of like everybody's always doing okay, and then they'll have one or two players going big. Whereas at the moment it feels like Jalen Shooting has like one or two players going big, and then like the rest of the team sort of middling, one player not pitching at all, and that is a real worry. Like ClickTech is more consistent as a team than Jalen Shooting is, and I think that it just makes a lot more of a difference in terms of winning the aim deals.
Indeed. So we still wait, unfortunately. Let's hope they can sort out their connectivity issues. ClickTech have certainly had a lot of those tonight.
I think both teams have, to be fair. So
with the game poised as it is, if you are here and you'd like to win yourself a €100 voucher from the ESL store, and you can enter on Gleam, of course. The way you do that, to find the details anyways, you type ! giveaway in chat. You find out how to win one of 5 €100 vouchers for the ESL store. So you can spend it on something like a chair, maybe. I don't think you buy a €100 chair, but you can sort of put it towards one. Need for Seat, one of the kind sponsors here, so I think it would be only fitting if you got yourself an ESL Maxnomic chair. They are super comfortable. Almost as comfortable as ClickTech is feeling right now, because Jelon Shooting not managing to do too much in this half.
Yeah. And what, they won the pistol, and that's been about the extent of what you could say has been positive for them. So Jalon shooting in real worries now of losing this map. ClickTech should be almost a lock for that 13th round. NJ taking some pot shots, doing a tiny bit of chip damage there, and turns it onto a friend of his as well.
Raga in a potentially good position to find a kill, and he actually decides to go aggressive rather than sitting on the angle. I like that, because often players will check that angle. It's very common. But he'll only get one for it. Next, they're on hand to round it out, getting 2 kills in fact. And that's the round pretty much done. Third for Nex. He's not done just yet. Joda, the last man left alive, he's not going to be able to do too much, and his position is known as well. Nex probably wants it. Was one Flattery going to steal it? Yep, he's going to steal it. Takes a dink, but takes a dishes out a headshot in response as well. 13-9 ClickTech over Gel on shooting. And, well, we're going to see the buy here for Gel on shooting, but they don't have much of a game left if they want to come back into this. They need to strike back now.
Yeah, there's, I mean, it's not quite their final chance, but it certainly is their one of the final chances, to be fair, in terms of, at the very least, proper buys. So they need to figure something out because, I mean, even the double AWP setup hasn't worked, the triple AWP setup didn't work out, so Jalon shooting in, I mean, I would say dire straits, but they're going to need a little bit more than Alchemy to help them out, I think.
And hello Penguin, good to see you in chat, mate. Good luck with the packing. Down drop they go, not finding anybody just yet. NJ and Co also relatively unaware of all of these positions. Raga very aggressive there, using it like a shotgun and then using it like an AWP in turn. And that's going to deny them this round, possibly for ClickTech, unless they get something going with the 3v5. But that kill for Joda not going to help things out. NJ there to also add to the abilities there of Shell on shooting, and that's that, really.
They had 2 mollies, they had 2 smokes, they had flashes. Why were none of those used when just attempting to walk down the ramp?
Probably a question they'll ask themselves if they ever watch this back.
I was just poor from ClickTech, to be honest.
Yeah, bit of a failure from them. 13-10, 24th round. Jail on shooting showing that they're still alive in this game, and let's see if ClickTech can continue their run of form. And well, that's going to certainly help Gedgemzilla with the entry there. There's the reply from Slade Method, but that's all he's going to get. Next with the AWP, he's been so powerful so far, and through the smoke, I don't know if that was a great idea, unfortunately. And I think Jalen shooting may have just tossed this one away with that.
Yeah. I mean, hard to say they tossed it away. ClickTech did just do one of their patented extreme Speedy Gonzalez type of pushes, and Jalen shooting just clearly have never been prepared for any of those, as they lose all 5 with the trade of only 1 player.
There are a few dumpsters on this map, and the money that they had is probably in those, because it's not in their pockets, as it turns out for Jalen shooting. They got very little to work with.
Yeah, unfortunately they bet all their money on the Joker from the Dark Knight, and he's burnt his half.
Yes, that's a classic movie moment. He looked pretty good in the dress too. Don't know. Dotty though, he's got other ideas. I thought that was a shot from Dotty. That just looks spectacular, but it happens to be Floor Zero getting the double kill. Also with headshots.
Dotty does finally go down. Joda fighting the good fight, getting 2 kills when he should not have gotten more than 1, but okay.
Wayne. At that sort of range with the UMP still doing some damage, but I don't think ClickTech care too much. They got plenty of money. For jail on shooting, they don't have plenty of anything, unfortunately. So 15-10, yeah, map and match point is the series point for this particular game. So ClickTech in a very good position to close it out here. Jail on shooting, grasping at straws, and let's hope those straws are sharpened.
Yeah, because that's pretty much all they have to take into this round at the moment. 2 UMPs from us, and some pocket AKs. So, I mean, I suppose $500 investment for a one-shot kill weapon is not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. Hoping somebody's going to jump into his open arms as Rugger. And this is much slower out of ClickTech than what we've seen previously. They've been fairly good at changing the speed of things. And oh, Dotty, how did he turn and get that shot? He just turned him and burned him.
Yeah, and NJ is going to feel scald marks for the next couple of days after that shot. Gedgemzilla and Nikes essentially nailing the final pieces of nail into the coffin, and Jalon shooting duly are delivered unto the earth, because ClickTech has finally pulled out a 2-1 win over the boys from Romania. And I mean, fairly comprehensive, to be fair, on the second map. Doesn't look it, but the back two maps, Dust 2 and Train, were not really all that close for J-Lon shooting.
Yeah, they really weren't. So back on camera we go. And, well, what can we say about that? It was a very long series for a best of three without any overtimes, and considering that the scores were sort of 16-10, 16-9 sort of thing. So that's indicative of how long those tech pauses were. We really did wait a long time at points. It seems like a bit of a theme with ClickTech when we covered them previously in the qualifier as well. But good to see them carrying some of that form over. Good to see that they actually have CT sides, because we were kind of worried from the qualifiers that they didn't. So
yeah, the CT sides were a bit funky. I mean, I don't know if we could lay much stock in terms of J-Lon shooting's T side on Train. So, you know, that's a bit of an iffy one. I don't know if you could really say that the CT side of ClickTech has been solved yet, but certainly it looked better than it did in the qualifiers.
Certainly did. J-Lon shooting showing some encouraging signs. They've got some skilled players as well. I did actually think after they won that first map that it almost felt like they were going to steamroll ClickTech, but we just never saw that happen.
No, we never did. We never did at any point. So, yeah, it's an odd series. J-Lon shooting looked good on map 1, and then like abject on map 2, and okay on map 3 at best. Never able to get a player really going.
Yep.
And constantly just, I don't know, just an inconsistent team. Never.
We gotta go though, man. The music's playing, so I think that's us actually. So thanks guys for watching ESL ACC Season 7. I've been Extremes with Prophecy. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock sharp.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light